and he has reached full dragonhood.
All right. So everybody is on the airship. You've successfully escaped from Giustanel. You're flying away with your allies. You've rescued Techadril from Dragoth, the Sorcerer King of New Giustanel. He has been transformed using Dragoth's sorcery and defiler magic and alchemy into a dragonborn-like thing called a Dray. He was of such high quality when he was transformed that he has turned into a second generation perfect Dray. So he is embodying the physical appearance of a living sorcerer king, half dragon, half human.
Question for him.
What do you ask?
Would you like us to not tell everyone that he's a lizard person, and now I know you can just wear disguises or something?
Techadril does not hide. Techadril is him true self, and will reveal himself to be what he is.
Admirable, admirable. Just leaving the option open.
So you spend some time on the airship. Couple of days at least, I think 2 or 3 days to fly all the way back to the city.
Wait, did I hear him right? Did he decline being transformed back into a human?
Being disguised, I'm not.
Oh.
Until I'm sure this transformation is gonna work. I don't want to. Well, besides needing spells, I need spell slots.
Yeah.
If you could be changed back into your previous form, would you want to be?
Oh, yeah, of course he would love to be turned back into a regular human.
I can only do it for a limited amount of time. It wouldn't last.
Oh, yeah, you can polymorph him for a period of time.
Yeah, which is very tragic when I think about it. Just because, like, I can temporarily return his state, but he's doomed to return to ugly.
All right.
In his opinion.
I could attempt to change your shape, although it's not a guarantee of what you'll change into, and the cost will be 10 gold.
In that case, I will keep my form.
Okay.
Is he No, thank you on this question. Is he like okay? Besides the dragon's breath? What was he before?
Human. He's acquired claws and a bite attack and a breath weapon. I think they get natural armor too, don't they? Dragonborn.
I mean, if you ask me, this is a total upgrade.
I mean, it is. It hurts his love life a little bit because his 2 regular human ladies are neither interested in reptilian men.
Okay. What was he good at before?
Lovemaking and combat. He's a stereotypical Conan the Barbarian type character.
I see. Combat how?
Oh, well, he's the former champion of the Tyrian Gladiatorial Stadium. Currently, Taurus is the champion, but he came in second.
If I were to use my powers, could he do me some favors?
What do you want?
Nothing in particular, just like the occasional. Like there might be times where I need to be somewhere else and I can't be in 2 places at once. Having a guy who can swing sword and make things dead could be very handy.
Okay, well, Techadril is cautious that you would ask things of him that he wouldn't want to do. So he doesn't like to agree to terms like that, but you know, he is amenable to a little give and take. Maybe not like a long-term agreement, but you know, on a case-by-case basis.
What does he object to doing?
No, he just doesn't want to have any strings attached to him, right? He doesn't want to be beholden to anybody.
Fair enough. This is a very soft deal,
Yeah.
so to speak. Anyway, and you were still doing a summary, and I interrupted, so you may continue.
He agrees to it in the short term, anyway. So, you had several days while you were traveling. You had the crew of your ship doing their duty, making sure that everything runs shipshape. You didn't encounter any crazy aerial attacks like you had previously. You had fought some sky pirates on a previous adventure. Occasionally, you'll encounter a giant monster in the air like a cloud ray, but nothing like that occurred as you were crossing the desert. And you arrive in Tyr after a couple days of travel, late into the evening. So it's like around sunset as the sun is low on the horizon and everything kind of has a reddish hue to it. You arrive here. Where do you park? You park on the pyramid, right?
Hey, really quick, what does our ship look like?
Your airship is a zeppelin that has a boat hanging underneath it, and the boat has some wings, like sail wings, that extend down under it that give it extra maneuverability and extra push when the wind is right. So it's got a variety of extra sails in addition to the blimp structure, which is held aloft by the magical flames.
All right, my favorite kind of airship.
So there's like a magical aspect to it, which allows it to carry a lot more weight than you would expect.
Where's the person who made it?
I'm the one who made it.
No, like the gnome with her own airship.
There is an air cleric from the Road of Fire, and she had the original design for a floater. Was that a floater balloon? More than a... It was like more of a balloon than an airship. Like your design is quite a bit different and incorporates a lot of like magical elements. Hers was a much more naturalistic kind of thing. And also, hers was far less guided. Like, she didn't have any way to... Except using magic to push it. That was her only way to steer it, really. So, only an air magic user could do that.
Where is she at?
Well, she was in Tyr at one point, but she's probably gone on her own way. So, who knows where she's at this point. She's a free spirit that just goes where the winds take her.
Alright, continue again.
Okay.
I'm just making plans.
So you park your airship at the pyramid. You disembark. Usually the first spot you hit up is going to be the gladiatorial arena. Joe is at his birthday party. Happy birthday to Joe. So filling in for Joe, I will say that Taurus spends some of his initial moments here in the arena, going back and talking to all of his friends that he hasn't seen in a while.
Could it be Taurus's birthday?
Sure.
I love it.
Oh, hey, you're here.
Yeah, he came in before he had to leave.
I again.
Yeah, once again, I can't find any figurines around the table.
Are they on the ledge somewhere? They're all here in mini, no? Oh no, that's the dinosaur. Can get rid of the dinosaur version, no?
Yeah, you probably don't need the dino version.
We do need these two here. Fire Elemental and the Drake.
Oh, I guess maybe I can't see it because it's just appearing as a box for me. It's not loading.
Hey, can I order that food my Drake was eating?
Yeah. You should restock supplies while you're in town.
Also, I'm thinking it. I should check in with my cult. How are they doing?
Ah, I had a thing about that. Let's see here. Terran tribe visit. Ringsight's tribe sends a delegation to Tyr to discuss a potential alliance and trade. They bring troubling news of a disturbance in the air currents hinting at an elemental imbalance in the world.
Well, I guess I'm not staying here. That demands immediate attention.
It's more of a spiritual concern, not so much a worldly one.
Even so, very important.
Like, they don't need you to go somewhere or do a thing. It's just a sense that the tribe and the shamans of the tribe have that there's something wrong in the world, a disturbance in the force, if you will.
Sorry, I'm thinking.
Yeah, there are figurines. I'm pulling them out here. I don't know if you can see them.
Yeah, I've got an issue where some of the figurines are just appearing as boxes for me, like this one, and this one, and this one, and this one.
You probably would have to reload it,
Yeah, I don't know.
or I would have to restart the table. This guy.
It's a Skywell. Welcome.
Thank you.
Keep getting these freaking Hero Wars ads. Leave me alone.
So, Will, the airship has just disembarked at the pyramid in Tyr after 3 days of flying through the air.
Oh,
I actually have to run and grab a soda. I'll be right back. Give me a couple minutes.
dang. Okay, so I remember we went in together. I think Krias and I were going to go ahead and buy the mine for 150 gold.
Yep.
So that's kind of what's happening right now, I think.
I think it's done.
Okay.
I think we're kind of getting introduced into the mission right now.
Wait.
I had to
Which
take a
mission?
call for a few minutes, so I don't even know what happened the last like 5 or so minutes, 10 minutes.
Well, we'll have to restart, I guess. Yeah. There's too many new people. Yeah.
Like we talked with Chadril. He wants to change back to his form. Doesn't want to pay me 10 gold to do the reincarnate spell on him after I kill him.
Wait, you can't pick what you get reincarnated as.
Right,
He
that's-
could just be a
that's-
dragonborn.
Yeah, that's why I said it's risky. Like it's not a guaranteed operation procedure.
Or worse, he could end up an elf.
Gosh,
Okay, I'm back.
elves aren't
Oh,
that
yeah.
bad.
Alright, Ninja, we gotta restart. There's too many new people, new things, people missing. Like, Long missed the last 5-10 minutes because he had to take a call.
Okay. Recap. After succeeding at your mission, defeating Dragoth by sabotaging 2 or 3 of his primary artifacts of power, you escape. You flee from the territory of Dragoth, the enraged Sorcerer King. You retreat to Nibene, where your forces are rallied to defend against Dragoth. So you arrive in safe lands, and you travel forth from there until you arrive in Tyr several days later disembarking at the pyramid, which is the tallest point in Tyr that you can legally access. The other tallest point would be the Golden Tower, but because it's like the royal palace, you're not allowed to park your ship there. So instead you park your ship at the pyramid and you disembark down into the gladiatorial arena, where Taurus is able to meet up with the various gladiators, and Techadril is also going to meet up with the various gladiators. Lisann and Kanla are shocked to see that he has been transformed into a second-generation Dre, and that he is now no longer a human man that they can love. They are distraught, and the other gladiators have various different opinions of Techadril.
I'll give Techadril a free polymorph.
He didn't want one.
Yeah, well, you didn't want one in this case. This one's on the house. This one's free.
Okay, you polymorph him into his human form temporarily.
Oh, you know what else comes off of the ship? Is the fire giant.
The corpse.
Wait,
No,
didn't
we revived him, no?
Yep, no, we haven't. Wait, well, hang on, we did, didn't we?
You can do that now if
Oh,
you
no,
want.
no,
You had a
no.
few days.
Yeah, I was gonna resurrect him in the eternal flame. That's what I was gonna. Oh, yeah, I'm gonna go and do that ceremony at the temple.
Okay, so if I can zoom in a little bit here, this is what Techadril normally looks like. He's got his head shaved and he's got a big battle axe and rippling muscles. But he had been shape changed into a second-generation Dre, and so he had a reptilian carapace, long claws, and a dragon-like head. So now he has been transformed back temporarily by Ringsight, and he's thankful. And Lisann and Kanla are going to run and give him a hug. And the other gladiators, they stand around, awed by the return of the heroes and the airship. Taurus is greeted by the other half-giants, Urgos and Quick Wenzer and Babungus. They're glad to see their kin return.
I'm sorry, who?
Babungus was from before your time. He was a former overseer, but he redeemed himself a little bit. And now he is friendly with everybody.
What is he?
He's a half-giant.
We saved him from the the slave drivers or pirates or whatever.
Wasn't he bullied by like all the elves?
No. He was one of the overseers. He was one of the bad guys. I think it was it wasn't even Urgos, it was the other one. I don't have him out here.
No, wait, who am I thinking of? I'm thinking about Gregor. Gregor was my arena partner way back.
Gregor of Tyr here.
Ergo was the one that was getting harassed by like the half elves, and they're like, "Oh, you're so slow, half giant. You're stupid." And then we helped him.
Hey, should I use earthquake?
Yeah, you know what? That might be him, because it says that Norcus helped him, and that was a long time ago. That was definitely like early days.
Angel, I'm gonna participate at a gladiator match, and I'm gonna cast earthquake on the entire stadium.
What?
Why?
I'm kidding.
Why would
Hey,
you destroy our
What level are we
city?
supposed to be now?
16.
16. By the way, Ringsight, you cannot use polymorph to turn someone human. I don't think humans are considered beasts. The spell says the target must be changed into a beast of a CR somethings.
It's like, why is this spell so
Techadril says, no, I was a beast before, trust me.
There you go.
Why is this spell is so freaking dumb and arbitrary?
You turn people into cows and turtles and pigs.
There you go. Hamsters, guinea pig.
Whatever.
Well, it was the thought that counts. Can you make an illusion
Right.
or something?
No, I cannot.
Could you guy's self, but the thing though is that if you touched him, he would not feel like what you look at.
Tachadril the Dre.
His skin is very dry.
The Arena Beastmaster has a bunch of reptilian creatures with her, and they all seem quite curious at this new lizard man.
Oh, hey guys. Going through my character sheet, I just realized something. I did buy some Sonic tattoos of Counterspell and Dispel Magic. Remember you were yelling at me like, did you buy that? I'm like, I don't see it anywhere. I find it in my spells section of automatic spells.
It happens.
You should look in the spell section.
Well, I didn't think I had any of it because I was rogue, but now I understand it.
That's fine.
My bad.
All right. We're in the city. We're back. Yay!
Yeah.
Now,
Celebrate it again.
Seeing Sadira. Sadira's still here, yes?
If you want to talk to Sadira, you're going to have to go to the Noble District.
That's the plan. I kind of think I'm a noble now. Landed gentry.
Alright, so you want to move towards the Noble District.
I am going to carry on my shoulders the corpse of the fire giant. And I will walk him through the streets.
You bring the corpse to your temple
Yeah,
for resurrection.
yeah, and show the city the new creature, like the fire giant.
You're going to make a big ritual of it when you get back to the temple. Have all your priests gather around.
Yeah, everything, yeah. The big party.
And they're going to be like chanting, doing the Gregorian chant in the background as he's raised from the dead.
Yeah, the entire tower will glow of heat at night.
Alright. You put on a light show throughout the night as it was getting dark. Orin moves through the streets towards the Noble District. You approach the Grand Gate, which enters into the section of the city that houses the high bureaus of the Templars, the governmental offices of Tyr. Traffic is restricted through here. You'll have to show who you are at the gate to the guards, unless you plan to sneak over the wall using stealth and flying.
Nah, I don't care. They know me.
No, they should know who I am.
Yeah, there's statues of me in the city, you know?
So you declare yourself and you pass through the gate without much issue. The guards allow it.
I could have just taken the ship back to the tower anyways.
So let's see. It says there's 4 half-giant guards and a psionicist beast handler here for support. The gate opens into a tunnel that extends 30 feet through the city wall. Once you get inside, 2 great Agafari doors arching to a height of 25 feet with a combined width of 15 feet seal the passage from the city side of the wall. Outside the wall, a huge block of granite graven in a terrifying image of the dragon rests on log rollers to the side of the entrance. All right, you step into the high bureaus. You want to find Sadira, so you're probably going to go to Asticles Manor. So
What does it say on the door again?
it doesn't say anything on the door, but there is a huge dragon next to it, which can be moved to block the door so nothing can get through it. It's like a giant block of granite that they can move in front of the doorway to keep enemy armies from getting through here.
Okay. And Sadira is there?
All right, you move into Asticles Manor. Sol isn't here, so I'll say for Sol, he arrives at his new home. He lives here in Asticles Manor. He's going to be reunited with his recent wife, and she's overjoyed to see him, and they are going to be in the background, enjoying each other's company a lot, but not interacting with the party so much.
Wait, this is the fire tower. You have Sadir in the fire tower. Put
Just
me over
give me
there
a
too.
moment.
Oh, I just moved her there for other
Oh, okay.
reasons.
Yeah, she's actually going to be here at 53.
Oh, then I'm moving myself over.
Over here with Aegis. They hang out in this district.
I'll invite them to the party for tonight.
Cool.
You might want to see the spectacle.
Now,
Well,
as far as Krios and I's venture to build the mine, we put the capital in to have them
and the lumber.
Is
Okay.
that, like built already, or is that we need to go through appropriations?
No, we
committee?
need we need waiting time for that. That
No,
doesn't build
we
instantly.
pay for it, and then it starts building, and takes like
Under construction.
for all long.
Months. 3 months, something like that.
Okay, that's fine.
All right, so you go into Astocles Manor. You're going to find Aegis and Sadira in each other's company, as they often are. They are excited to see the heroes of Tyr return. They ask all about your recent adventure out in the far eastern stretches of the Athasian countryside.
I'll approach the Tyr and explain. Isn't she some sort of a cleric as well?
Sadira is the sun cleric. She
Yeah, so
commands
it-
the power of the sun itself and is one of the most powerful clerics on the planet currently.
I'll speak with her, cleric to cleric, and well, I'll explain too about the mirror that we encountered.
Yeah, you two would actually be pretty much on parity now. Like
Yeah.
you with the god of flame and her with the power of the sun. And probably like top tier clerics in the world right now.
Yeah, the two in the city of Tyr.
Although technically she is like 90% a wizard and 10% a cleric, but it's
Yeah.
just by the nature of commanding a unique power source, the sun. It just makes her a lot stronger. She's like the chosen one. She's got this glow. You see this glow? Not everybody can do this glow.
Just blow up. I do
Makes
want
me
to talk.
wonder if she's gonna stronger than like Fire Fist Ace getting punched by lava.
Mm.
Well, actually, what's Aegis' of Astocles' deal? I mean, besides being, I don't know, love interest of Sadira maybe, but
Aegis is one of the most powerful scions in the city. His mind powers are top tier. Like military grade, he can crush your mind if he wants to.
he probably could.
He's been trained by the most elite scions, like Lady Chessia at the House of Thought over here in the Noble District, since he's been a tiny child. So he's had like elite level psionic combat training. In the books, some of the psionic fights he has are pretty epic, and I highly recommend go reading those. Like you've got no idea what psionics is until you read the Prism Pentad and the way they describe some of Aegis's like mental battles that he has. It's ridiculous.
Cool.
Is it basically like a bunch of Genjutsu stuff?
Yeah, it's like when you can completely control the senses of your opponent, like trying to have a fight where you're like constantly conjuring illusions and nobody can tell what's real, and it just like breaks your mind on multiple levels.
Oh, something that might interest them. And actually, we need a special blacksmith. We're gonna have to bring this giant back and see, because we need to forge new daggers.
Oh, yeah,
Out
the
of
gray.
the gray.
The Grey Forged Steel.
So let's bring that to the tower and see if we can have our blacksmiths work on that.
So that's like another one of those sort of background things. You can just sort of set it up and it'll be in the
Eventually.
process of
We have-
working.
So
We
I
have
will
enough
be able
for
to get the
2
gray
pieces.
darts back.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
we
what
have-
we're trying to reproduce. That's what we're trying to make again out of the material, and we recovered to the parts of the damaged one, so we have a blueprint, to make
Yeah.
them. We'll give it a
Did
try.
we need to use the chunks of gray steel that we had to repair the?
Yeah.
You already picked up the fragments of it, right?
Yeah, but you gotta melt it all again. You need more material as well to
Yeah.
fix it properly.
Okay.
Okay, so that's something that we also need to talk about. Maybe with Sadira, maybe not. But another thing that I need to talk to, I think Sadira about, maybe Aegis too, because they're both.
Hey guys, love you. See you later.
See you, Joe.
Good night, man. Have fun.
Good luck. Because they're part of the Veiled Alliance, right?
Sadira is the leader of the Veiled Alliance in Tyr.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. I've been building up contacts and spies and networks in most of the cities in the Tablelands. I don't want to say that they're all exactly at your disposal, but I would like to. We can share some intel because obviously in a cell structure, if one of them is compromised, then it compromises everything else.
Yeah.
So having different cells that can kind of somewhat work together, I think could be in some benefit. Now, what I have them mostly looking for is things that opportunities that can be leveraged against the Sorcerer Kings. Mostly talking about artifacts or other powerful magical items or other magics or maybe portents or other things you can look for.
Okay, Sadira is going to say that she really wants to hear your report from the field, but she feels like a lot of this is going to need to be said officially to King Tithian and to the nobles of Tyr, so that there's more awareness. Certain things we want to keep secret, but we need to raise awareness of the new threats that we face. The addition of a new Sorcerer King is a really big deal.
That absolutely, I'm ready to tell everybody else.
Like, she understands secrecy as like the leader of the Veiled Alliance. They keep very secret most of the time, but like some of this stuff is going to have to be told to the military. So,
But Sadira, I'd like to ask a question since we're talking about secrets.
hang on. I wanted to say another thing. So she wants to introduce you guys to Alana, who is a Veiled Alliance member, who is an artificer, and a antiquarian who has studied the past and may have some insight about artifacts. Since you've reported so much about a planar gate and sphere of death and a dragon skull of religious power, so like all of these reports of Dragoth's power and what you've found out, pretty big deal.
And I show her the sword as well.
You show off Scorcher.
Yeah.
All right. Let me roll an Arcana. Oh. Sadir is very impressed. Aegis rolls a Psionic Arcana. Aegis's eyes widen and says, "It's alive. It responds to my thoughts."
We work together towards victory and goals. It
All right.
speaks to me.
So there's a meeting with King Tithian, and they're going to tell you have to be there. It's going to be the next day.
Wait a sec. Oh, I keep forgetting that Korganar just isn't in charge.
Nope.
No,
I think that
that's bro.
He's a super angel.
Korganard's not even a Tyrian, technically.
No.
He hangs out at the pyramid sometimes.
Where did he come from even? Before he...
Eric, I think.
Yeah, he's Uruk.
Uruk, he was the
He's a dirty
was it
Uruk.
the Veiled Alliance.
He is an Urukite.
Oh.
How did he... I need to know the story of this. How did he come to even be here?
We
Okay.
need him.
Yeah, so
Can you help
the
him?
party traveled to Uruk to help the Veiled Alliance, protecting Korganard as he was going through his transformation. Assassins from King Hamanu were laying siege to the Veiled Alliance during that period of time, and Korganard needed an escape, so the party smuggled him out of the city and through the desert until he completed his transformation. I think you guys eventually arrived at the Valley of Desverendi, the Earth Spirit, and that's where Korganard was able to complete his transformation.
But we were getting attacked as well
Yeah,
by Yeah. That was pretty exciting. That was fun.
So originally he was an Orikite.
That was a long time ago, man. Like, it was like a year ago.
Yep.
And then some.
Yeah.
Um,
But one thing I'd like to ask to Sadira, and I'll let her know, is like, we have been involved more and more and more around other sorcerer kings, and we're starting to notice that they have quite the interesting kind of collections of items. But it doesn't seem like we've seen the items from this temple. Is there any
Didn't
way
we
that-
borrow one of them from when we were at the war or something?
We had that one was actually sold. There was an item to open a gate to a room, a secret room in the city.
Hey, Sadira human.
Yeah, most of the characters are human.
But
Okay.
it'd be interesting to see those items. We are pretty sure they exist in this city. We just don't know where they are. What would it take?
Sorry.
Probably another war.
What are you talking about? Items from the city?
Yeah, like the secret items, like the items that the previous Sorcerer King was had. We have never seen them.
They belong to the king.
It'd be interesting to see them.
Nah.
He's very free. He seems to decide whatever he wants to do with them. He's been selling some.
How'd this guy become the king again?
It's not very prudent.
Tithian was
You.
the head Templar. He was the #1 military guy, and only through his betrayal of his boss was the Veiled Alliance able to pull off the assassination the way they did. So Tithian was instrumental. He was the turncoat at the highest level of power that enabled the revolution to do what they did.
Why did he turn?
Well, he's the king now, so I mean, there's benefits to turning on the old king.
Yeah.
Well, that's concerning, but okay.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. It's just a little reckless the way he's dealing with these items sometimes.
Well, Sadira and Aegis both trust Tithian. He's a respected member of their secret alliance, and they'll tell you not to worry too much about it, that the things that are kept in the vault are kept there for good reason, and you shouldn't question it.
I think
Well,
the
let's
concern
get
is
up to
just
zero.
maybe knowing what is at our disposal in case something doesn't happen and we would need to know what we would need to go get in order to help the city.
In many cases, if something is kept in the vault, it's kept there because it's too dangerous. It's something that you wouldn't want to pull out and use because it would have dire consequences. Things like that. You don't want to tamper with the magics of former sorcerer kings because who knows what consequences would happen just by activating them. Like, many of them have to be studied by wizards for a lengthy period of time before we'd even consider activating one. Have you ever heard of a contingency spell?
Yes, we've actually encountered quite a few of them.
Kalik was fond of casting permanent contingency spells on his artifacts, so many of them are trapped with incredibly deadly spells as well, or curses, malicious curses that could spread. So we don't want things like that getting around too much, which is why they're not revealed to the public or to anybody. Some of them are so dangerous that even looking upon them could kill you. Kalik is said to have in his possession a skull that the mere sight of it would rip your soul from your body.
And has this already been proven?
It is in the sort of like account of which items are in the vault, with the explicit warnings never to open it.
Is this the SCP Foundation?
I mean, that's what she's getting at. She's saying the things that you're asking about, you don't want them coming out into the light. Best kept under lock and key.
Well, let's hope that those items are not going missing.
No, the vault is the most secure place in the city. It would take a Sorcerer King to crack it.
All right, fair enough.
Okay.
Let's go. I'm gonna go into my ceremony. Everybody's invited.
All right. Big party at the Fire Temple. Everybody attends. Everybody interested in fire
And parties.
and parties and barbecue.
So that's going to be something that I'll be wanting to work on. I actually don't think I have. I think I already made the network in tier. So one thing I've been forgetting to say is that I'm going to go visit and leave the party for a while to go visit my little network of spies and see what, get reports from them and see what they're about. In particular, we did stop an altar room, didn't we?
No, not yet. That's on the way to the mission, so it's like the next step after tier.
Okay, so I'm gonna need to check in on them in a little bit, but it'll be after that. As far as Sadira and working with me on, so I obviously gave her the sun amulet back, or not back, I'm giving it to her, and she's gonna help teach me to become a wizard, and that's happening nowish, I suppose, or
Sure.
already it has happened, I suppose.
She will induct you into the Veiled Alliance as a full member. You'll have full honors. You'll be initiated into the secrets, the secret handshake, and you'll be filled in on the location of several safe houses throughout the city and other cities.
Now the question is to pass that on to my people or not. Probably gonna have to do that.
She'll tell you this is secret information only for Veiled Alliance members, need-to-know basis only. Sol is privy to some of this, but I wouldn't go spreading it amongst just anybody.
Well, then that will have to be. I'll wait until they can be their own separate cells for a while, and then we can kind of figure out later if we need to have them meet.
Sadira will teach you that a wizard must always have their secrets. Even amongst your most trusted of friends, a wizard must always have their secrets. Always hold something in reserve.
Wise. And from my military background, I would say that seems extra wise. The last thing is visiting the family. I'll want to be going back down south after the party, but bringing my family up, hopefully. Come up and have a good time.
Well, they're just outside the city in the countryside, so you could bring them to the temple, right?
Aren't they at the manor by the temple?
Right.
Yeah, it's not too far, so it wouldn't be an issue to bring them to the big banquet. While at the banquet, Lady Chessia is going to be there, and she's going to bring a case of the finest wine that money can buy, and she's going to propose a toast in honor of the returned heroes. And then later, during the party, secretly she will approach several of you. She'll talk to Sol. She might spend some time talking to Taurus. Eventually, she will meet with Orin. Orin, Lady Chessia is going to tell you that soon you may be approached by certain nobles with intent. You must be careful who you side with in these political schemings. So I would use some caution. Word is that heroes such as yourselves could certainly be a factor in various business dealings if they could gain your favor and position you in a certain way. So just be aware of the politicking going on behind the scenes. And then throughout the party, you will be approached by nobles who ask various things. They'll have secretive requests. Some of them are requesting protection. Others are asking espionage against their rivals.
Well, that is exactly what we do. Not that I'm saying that out loud, but
So do you want to actually hook up with these nobles and have your spy agency begin to do missions for them?
well, remind me, Hamir was more like a private military contractor. Like he was mostly about um, guarding certain caravans and then roughing up ones that we wanted to rough up.
Sure.
Right? Hamir was like,
Selective raider, or what was that called? Like the privateers on ships.
yeah. Now I don't truck with Hamir to the most degree. Who among us was a bigger fan of Hamir? Any of you?
I think Sol was in on some of the negotiations with the sort of shady people that you've recruited.
He's not in the call. Is he?
Nope.
Okay. So, all right. That's going to have to be more of his domain if he wants to go ahead and get into the nitty gritty of that. I don't know. Is there anybody that would seem to further my interests against the merchant houses?
Hmm.
I guess we would roll for it or something. Because who is here again? I'm reminding of who is in tier.
Well, it's a party to resurrect a fire giant that's happening at the Fire Temple. It's probably going to have a lot of the rich and powerful people from Tyr visiting.
Nobleman, let's see, Minther was displeased about adding police presence. Borger was in charge of the mines of Tyr. Senator Rin, we went after because he tried to make Sol's fiance ugly with magic. We went after.
Yeah, there will probably be a handful of nobles. The Minthers, Senator Travalis, Senator Turek, Senator Vildine. The usuals. They hobnob at any big political event where the nobles will meet.
Okay. I would not be opposed to actually leveraging some of my spies against, or maybe some of Hamir against, if it's gonna go after some of the big boys, the big merchant houses.
Okay, so which senator are you going to back, though? Because there were, like, opposed groups, so whichever one you back is going to anger the other two.
Can we only back one?
Look, that can be something that happens off camera, maybe. We can kind of figure that out.
That's the thing, you can back more than one, just don't get caught.
Well,
I would have just backed all of them.
Well, they have opposed things, so, like, if one of them says, spy on the other one and get some dirt on him, and then the other one says, like, protect me from my rivals, they're opposed goals, and you have to fail one.
yeah.
I could get the dirt and then make the dirt worthless.
Yeah, there's always options. I'm just saying,
Yeah.
on the surface, they would be opposed goals. I haven't put too much thought into what they actually are. These are, like, sub-quests that aren't even really fleshed out. This is just, like, a background thing for roleplay.
Yeah.
When you say protect, do you mean like from reputation destruction, or are we talking like they're trying to kill you?
So if you remember the Minthers, they were very cutthroat, and they would blow up their rivals' farms in order to get an edge in business. So when they say they need protection, they're actually talking about corporate espionage and sabotage and actual, like,
Yeah.
you would be like protecting their financial goals and objectives.
And start a cold war with Minthers. I don't mind. And the Borger, since he's in charge of the mines, and we're going to be somewhat going into business with him, I wouldn't mind currying some favor with the Borger house.
They're not here though.
Oh, okay.
We've got Travalis, Turax, and Vildine.
I have no notes on them. So I don't know if they have anything that we care about in terms of my interest in Tyr.
I will tell you that none of them is a good guy. They are all evil nobles that have retained their power between the time of Kalak ruling and now. They had to give up their slaves, but that didn't make them any less cutthroat, and Many of them have done questionable things, but they're very rich and very powerful, and you've had to rely on them. When the war happened with Uruk, they were able to field quite a few of the soldiers that defended Tyr. So each individually commands their own minor armies of guards and caravan guards and various spies and things like that.
A lesser evil that I've come to live with, because I'm kind of the same situation. I'm sort of a noble where I've got my own caravan guards, and I run kanks from here and there, and
so this is even a tier above the merchant houses, because this is the actual noble houses feuding amongst each other. I've been watching a lot of Game of Thrones lately, so this is kind of playing on that idea. The merchants are below the nobles. The nobles in Tyr have retained most of their power from before, and are still quite a bit more powerful individually than the regular Tyrians.
What would I be considered as?
Well, you're a noble now because you're like the high priest of the temple.
well, I don't think we have the time to sit around and baby a war against them. I don't have an look.
So it could just be a political piece, like if you throw in with one, just saying that you are backing them in some way officially would be enough. Probably you could go about your business, and they could just rely on that as you've claimed to support them, and they can use that claimed support when negotiating with their rivals.
Yeah, I don't have they have nothing that can interest me, so I'm not throwing in with any of them.
Okay.
This point. Until something comes up, and then maybe I may leverage one of them against what I want. But no, nothing I hear, I will. So I'm listening to them. I say, I thank you for your time, and I toast you on your good health. But my organization and my skills are not well suited to that task. I wish you the best in your endeavors, but do know that take some happiness in the fact that I have not thrown in with the ones you are against, apparently. So that's about the level of tact that Orin has.
A friend to none is a friend to none.
Okay. One of them is going to throw a casual warning your way that you should be careful who you choose not to side with, because, bad things can happen. I'm just saying that there have been a lot of bandits attacking the outer farms recently, and
who says that?
Who
says that? Who? I'm sorry. Did you say something? Could you repeat that?
That was probably Torax. Torax is a bastard.
Torax is getting you. I'm sorry. Guys, can we sidebar for a moment? Can we derail this campaign for a moment?
Who is Torax? Torax.
Yes, let's go.
Senator Torax is one of the sort of villainous senators of Tyr. It's been in power for the whole game.
And I want to pull up a
Is the one that we burned his farm?
I don't think so. He was one of the ones that you had to go to and recruit in order to get his 100 troops or whatever.
Probably did.
Is he the one we burnt down the farm for?
No, that was already asked. It wasn't him.
Was anyone against Torax? Was one of the other nobles was against Torax, wasn't it?
They're all against each other, and they're all vying for power.
Does he look like this guy?
No, that's Torox. No, I have a picture of him. Hang on. Not that.
Okay.
Well, I mean, there's a choice between one group that just, like, bombs farms and stuff, and there's one that's, like, currently actively threatening you right now.
That changes a lot.
Uh,
Yes.
Who's the third one?
Okay, so up on the screen, we've got Senator Torax as this ghoulish-looking dude, balding with a wrinkly face and squinty eyes. but he's dressed in noble finery.
Is he threatening us in my fire tower right now?
No,
Wait, where? I'm looking at the tower. I don't see him.
he's making a political threat. A political threat that if you're not with me, then bad things can happen. That's all he said. It was as subtle gets. He made no direct threat. And if you claim that he made a threat, he can simply deny it.
Well,
You misunderstand the game that we play.
no, yeah. You first. Go ahead and say it. Well, no, you weren't there. Were you?
I
You was
wasn't.
the one
I'm just saying.
right.
I'm just saying.
Okay. Well, you know what? I tell you what. You can be involved because we always have that psionic link, and
I mean, I am.
I
President,
will go
so-
ahead and think to myself, think to the link that my friends. I believe. Hold on. Spell this name because I'm writing this down.
You took that very personally. It
I
seems.
really did. Let's go.
Turax, Turax.
Should I start the ceremony?
It's gonna get interesting. Just threaten.
Well, if you follow up on this, you'll find that there are actual reports of increased bandit activity on the periphery of Tyr, and your farm has been targeted, and you have lost Kanks recently.
Okay.
I want to investigate if anything is
Hmm.
happening with those
Yeah,
bandits if they're being paid by anybody.
Like old school cattle rustlers, they've been stealing your wandering Kanks when not observed.
We'll have to capture them and burn them.
Now, you guys, I want to remind that I did spend a lion's share of my gold on just holding on to this. So it was like I've got like 100 gold's worth of troops. On a
Yeah, aren't your tanks like being secured and stuff with that?
Well, part of that was hiring the skilled labor, but most of it was basically securing my own army, led by some 9th level guys. I could afford 2 9th level characters.
You know, some of the fire clerics might be able to help, and they'll get experience.
Maybe. I'm down for that. But okay, so Nobleman Turax, I say to the Think Link, has just threatened me, I believe, friends. I'm sorry, Nobleman Turax. Oh, hold on, I gotta think. What are you saying? You're saying that bandit activity has increased. What do you know of this? Is it hurting you like it hurts everyone else? I'm bumbling through this in a way that freaking not. I'm not a dilettante.
Well, I think if I put it in game terms, he had a 26 intimidate on you in order to intimidate you into siding with his faction.
Oh my gosh. So what can I roll? God dang.
That's pretty strong.
Hold on.
Is
How
that willpower or what?
He's a strong negotiator, and he is using the most diplomatic way to imply that if you're not on his side, the bandit attacks will continue until morale improves.
I don't. Okay, all I can do is roll this. I don't know. This is a persuasion or something, I suppose. 18.
Hmm.
That doesn't do much. I'm gonna roll a dice on it. I'm gonna add a knack. See what- you said 26. You said.
Yeah.
Is that a wisdom check?
So I got a 24 then. So a 24 on my persuasion check. I don't know what kind of bonuses or anything else there is, but
Are you trying to persuade him that it's a bad idea to make threats?
basically, yeah, because I don't have intimidate. Well, intimidate is now combined. No, it's a separate skill, isn't it? It's a separate skill from persuasion. I don't have intimidation in this skill.
Well, you could persuade him to try to avoid that because it doesn't have to turn violent.
Yeah, this doesn't have to turn violent, but do know this, that anyone threatening the Cyrillus household of the farms. Well, I don't know what to say. I just know that they get their just desserts. Like it was coming to them. And I'm going to lick my teeth and just smile in his general direction. Look him in the eye. Just, I'll smile at his threat. That's what I'm doing.
All right.
While they're making that argument, I start the ceremony. And I bring this firewoman out of the fire flames of eternity.
Oh, he's a woman now? His penis fell off?
No. It's like the effect of magic. This is what's happening.
It burned off. Sacrifice to the Lord of the Flames.
It's like
Sacrifice.
like out of a flame, there's like a naked flame lady that comes out of it, and she's what revives the fire giant.
Pretty persuasive. Huh?
Yeah, that's hot. That would revive me.
Why are you sex selling your fire church?
Listen,
Hey.
who else can do this in this room?
No one.
He's so sad. That's hilarious.
Man.
Oh, wait. Is that Soul?
That is so.
Yeah, I've been here for like the past like 20 minutes.
He has. We didn't acknowledge it.
So, wait.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. Hold on. Finish your ceremony. We gotta talk.
All right. So he resurrects Brakor the fire giant, whose eyes snap open, and he says, "Ah, I'm alive."
Yeah, we took you back from the gray.
When I get my hands on that Naga, I'll strangle her wicked neck. She struck
Not
me
gonna
down
lie.
with such powerful magics, I've never seen anything like it.
Took me a moment to realize you said Naga.
Was she nearly as powerful as the Sorcerer King?
The golden Naga shed her illusion, became something dark and terrible, and cast down a 9th level spell that killed me on the spot.
Why it's terrifying to hear that we are dealing with two powerful people that have next level spells.
That's how you explained it?
Yeah, he said a 9th level spell.
Yeah.
Well, the way he would say it is that it was the most powerful spell he'd ever been hit with, and he died. So that's all he knows.
She would seem to be in league with Dragoth. I have not seen her since. When we went to go save Chadril, we did fight with Akrag, who turned out to be an undead, and we almost took him down. But Dragoth has been hurt, weakened tremendously, but is not out yet. And we think he may march quickly on Nibene.
Yeah, Nibene is far from Tyr, so you're not going to get much support from the people here to deal with a situation there. In fact, many of them will see it as a benefit if Nibene is weakened by this.
Okay, many of them, I see their point, but also, isn't Nibene the closest thing to an ally that Tyr has?
True.
So...
But it's more of a non-aggression pact, with a little bit of trade in there.
Right.
Speaking of, there is a group from Nibene that has arrived to discuss trade negotiations, and they're going to be at the meeting tomorrow.
Okay, that's helpful.
You know what would be interesting? Since this fire giant has been in the gray while he was dead, you've seen it. He came back with that memory. Maybe he learned something out of it, and maybe he'll be able to blacksmith something with the...
Well, he was a blacksmith, wasn't he?
Yeah, exactly.
He'll say, "I can forge anything. Show me the metal and I'll show you the product of my labor."
I will give him the gray matter or whatever.
Gray forged steel. He scratches his head and says, "What strange metal is this? I've not seen its like." This'll be interesting, he says as he begins searching for tools to begin working on it.
And perhaps Vera could help with the dart, kind of fixing the Greyforge dart that I had.
He inspects the broken pieces and says, "Ah, yes, a simple matter. Reforging this would
Matter?
probably not take more than a day's work."
What? You are skilled
Then
in
you're like, how
making
much does it cost? And he says 300 gold.
Wait a second. If you're that good at this,
We just
could you
revive
use
them.
it to fix the magic mirror.
Wait,
No, it's an artifact.
magic.
Repairing artifacts is beyond my power. Is such a thing even possible?
A wish didn't even work. A wish didn't even work.
Yeah. If a wish doesn't work, I can't imagine what could possibly be done.
The mirror is the planar gate, or what are you talking about? The mirror.
Yeah, the planar gate.
Well, wait, why?
I'm guessing to get himself back home and possibly the Naga, so she's not helping Dragon.
Brakor
There you go.
is going to say, "There is a legend that the Lord of Flames, in his mighty citadel, that he sits upon a vortices of the elements. And it is said that if you travel these vortices, you may travel between worlds in a way that you cannot normally. It is possible that you would not need a planar gate if you had access to the citadel of the Lord of Flame. But this is heresy, this is forbidden, and you would surely be denied."
Brakor is saying this?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
So Brakor reveals that you could actually travel to the Plane of Fire and from the Plane of Fire to a parallel Plane of Fire in the Forgotten Realms. But he says that this is a thing that the Elemental Lords strictly forbid and would definitely say no to.
Wait, why?
They are the guardians of the vortices. They let nobody through. It is their purpose in existence to guard the vortices of the elements.
That sounds like a challenge.
Yeah. Maybe if we offer something interesting. The
I don't
biggest
think you can
sacrifice.
bribe someone's purpose away.
Sacrifice,
Okay, I'm gonna
sacrifice the
dedicate your
Sorcerer
entire
King.
life, but I have some really shiny gold.
Oh, jeez. I don't think gold's gonna do it for an elemental.
Yeah, what's he going to do with it? Burn it?
Oh, that's interesting knowledge.
Money to burn.
Well, that might be something you'll want to do as a little sided conversation with your Lord of Flame.
Yeah, one day when I get stronger.
Hey, Sia.
Yes, yes.
Soul, are you there?
Yeah, hello? Hello, there we go. Yeah, I'm here, but my Discord's fucking up. It's a gray screen, and I can't see anything.
Shit. Can you hear me, though?
That happened to me too, yeah.
Yeah, I can hear you. I just unmuted through the tab.
So if you click it and then click it again, like on your taskbar, sometimes that fixes it for me.
I've never had that.
Oh, shit, it did.
Yeah, it's been doing that to
Fuck, it
me.
happened again.
It's been doing that to me for a couple days. I think
Fuck.
maybe Discord's been like hacked or something because it's been kind of broken.
Shit. Oh, my God.
Been doing that, yeah.
Yeah, it's annoying. I had to, more than once this week, I had to uninstall Discord and then reinstall it to make it work. Their shit's broken.
Nothing broke for me.
Well, you're lucky then. It's been a mess for me.
Okay, but Soul.
So,
Yes.
you were approached by 3 different senators during the resurrection ceremony for Brakor the Fire Giant at the Fire Temple, where there's a big feast going
Hold
on.
Discord is fucking. It's fine. Go ahead.
Okay, so 3 different senators approach you and ask you to throw your support in behind them. Do you choose
Okay,
to support
okay.
any of the senators?
Well, he doesn't know. Did you hear what happened?
Resurrection ceremony. Who are we resurrecting?
No, but
Brakor the Fire Giant.
among those
No.
those senators, because most of them they're just going after each other, and they're all terrible people. But Turax, nobleman Turax, said to me after I told him no, I told each of them basically saying no, my services are not really something that can help you out. And then you have House Hemir, right? That private military contractor organization, merchant house. That's your guy, right?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Yeah. So, and he's kind of like sort of caravan guards, sort of raiders. But here's the BS of it. Nobleman Turax said, if you don't throw in with me, then you're kind of against me. And just know that bandits have been attacking the farms and attacking the outskirts of the city with greater frequency. And you should really think about who you side with. And I
just
was floored. What?
Oh, nothing.
No,
I get it.
but he said that to me, and I communicated that through our Think Link. But this dude's gotta go down, like at least a few pegs. You don't do that. You want smoke? We've got smoke to spare.
Okay, so if you don't like Turax, does that mean you side with his rivals, Travalis or Vildine?
I'm not sure it does. That's kind of the thing. Like,
Hey,
I mean, we
wait.
could. But
I
go
have
ahead.
a relevant question, actually.
Go ahead.
So, this is all happening.
Yeah.
What I want to know is, alright, they need to, alright, they want our help, right? They're coming to us.
Say the other names.
Travalis and Vildine.
Okay, they've come to us for help, right?
Who's Veldine again?
These are three of the most powerful senators in Tyr. You have previously gone to each one of them and requested their aid in the war against Uruk. All of them were able to field an entire army each.
Who was the mega asshole early on that didn't participate?
Turax.
Yeah,
Fuck him.
I'm pretty sure
No,
Turax
no.
has been a bastard the whole time.
Oh yeah, fuck that guy. Can we just
That
kill
one
him,
is going
guys?
down.
Oh,
Yeah.
But wait, no.
Alright.
I was gonna
Hold on,
suggest
wait.
just to throw
Hang on, I
big
haven't
fireballs
asked my
everywhere right
question
now.
yet.
Yeah, can we just kill him? I'm with Chris
Hold
here.
the frick on. Let me do something first. and then Hold your horses.
Oh, okay, say it.
So, my help, I will tell them each, is contingent on them doing one thing first. They must let me look inside their brains for any. I won't be like digging around for like hidden secrets and stuff like that. I am oath bound to not do so. I just need to make sure they have the best interests of the city at large at heart.
None of them do.
You're right. Hello.
Yeah, they're all very
Yeah,
selfish.
not to get rid of your idea. But
So these guys, even when the city was under attack by Uruk, they had to be convinced to throw their aid in with the city.
Yeah, we had to burn
Alright,
orphans.
alright.
Yeah, like
I-
I
you
just
know, we
require
had to
spell.
burn orphans, Chris. Yeah, but it was a group activity.
Then I have an alternative thing that they can do. They must let me look in still, but they must show me the thing they treasure most.
What? What?
What?
So we can steal it. I like your. Go ahead, Oren.
Oh my God. Nice.
There's the deal.
Soul's on board now.
They tell me. Then I can look for the thing that their opponent's most prized possession.
Wait, say that again?
If they let me look in their heads and like see their most prized possession, I will tell them the most prized possession of their opponent. And this can be a person or a thing or a place.
Yeah, we're gonna steal the person. Yes, sir.
No, none of them will agree to your terms.
Yeah.
They all
would.
scoff even at the mere mention of peering into their brains. They will
Like, what?
they will be offended at the very idea.
Yeah. I can have
Oh,
to
Not
do
even
man.
that.
to know what their to know the greatest weakness of their foe.
To let my mind be open to a commoner, and a non-human at that.
Wow. Me
It's
personally.
It's that or firestorms. I don't know.
Was that Torax who said that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ringsite's not-
See.
Ringsight's not part of the Heroes of Tyr, right? Like when we had the war and stuff with Eric, he wasn't there.
He wasn't there. But he is part of your
Yeah.
group, so he has
Okay.
that respect going for him.
So
I'm just
you're at this
kind of
party.
a side guy. I joined the Avengers after.
Yeah, I'm thinking. So far, I'm leaning heavily on not picking Turax, but
No, but you're at this party, so I'm giving you a stare, a knowing, smiling stare from across the room at this party, and thinking, what can you give me? What are we doing to this guy? Because I don't know.
No, we can
I
play
don't
the
know.
same. Hey, listen, we can play the same kind of tricks. You know, we have our own connections. We have our own bandits.
Wait,
Our
Ninja.
bandits can,
Uh,
our own bandits can just go after their bandits or after their other deliveries. Just
Wait,
screw it
Ninja.
up.
What about Travalis and Veldine? What are they offering?
Yeah,
They want you to throw in your support with them.
but again, for what? That's
For
not,
what?
for money, we're
Okay.
like
It's politicking.
Financial support?
yeah.
They're all
I
quite
know.
powerful. You could certainly benefit from siding with any of them.
Can
Who's
you
Veldine?
tell us anything more about Travalis and
Well,
Veldine?
Yeah,
Like,
what is their market that they're in charge of in the city?
I do not have that information at hand.
that's
Because
fine.
They have many things they're in charge of.
What I want is hiring. I want us to be able to sell hiring around the world.
Heroin?
I
Why are you pronouncing that with an H?
What? Sell heroin around the world.
yeah, there you go.
They each have a source of their wealth. They probably control major industries throughout the city and have many employees. They might have pretty big deals going with the various merchant houses. Many of them are probably landlords. Since there's no longer slavery, a lot of people are living on land formerly owned by these senators, and so they're sort of the landlords with the regular people as their tenants now.
Which one of them has the most money?
What are
They
willing to give?
they are near equal in wealth and power, and that's why they seek the influence of other people in order to get an edge over their rivals. So whoever you side with, they're going to be more dominant over the other two, and the other two are going to be unhappy about it.
All right, tell me about Travalis. You have anything on him?
If you give me a moment, I can research it. Give me a second here.
I'm looking it up right now. I'm trying to find more I can.
What are they willing to give me for the greatest weakness of their rivals?
Yeah.
Or specifically Torax. Or whatever.
Okay, can you help me spell Travalis? Because I'm looking this up. I'm probably spelling it wrong.
Trevalis.
That helps. Okay, here we go. Oh wait, Vildine Tirthrani, or Tirthani,
Yep.
and Travalis is a Minther.
Yep.
I didn't know that. Okay, hold
What's
on.
what's a Minther?
Minther House. He's a bitch.
Minthers are that's the family that was behind the exploding farm.
Hold on.
Oh, I love those guys. They were
Vildine's
chill.
first name.
I mean, when you get past the fact we have to burn down a farm to join a war to defend their own city, I mean, they're pretty chill. And to be honest, I didn't throw the fireball, right, Grimoire?
No one's seen it. There's no
No
proof.
witness. I mean, yeah, true.
So that gives
Okay,
me a new
so-
idea. I want to contact the head of my little cult.
All right.
You have structure to
Borger
your
here.
cult.
I like Borger.
What is the cult structure? Hold on.
I have to leave for dinner pretty soon.
Ah, you know what? I'm looking in the wrong book. It was Road to Uruk, I think. Is that the one where you had to recruit? Yeah, here we go. Senator Vildine. Senator Vildine Terthani. Male, human. He is aged and not physically powerful. But physical prowess is not the same as real power, as Vildine has discovered. Real power lies in wealth and influence, a combination that can pose a threat to anyone. It is to the goal of gaining power that Vildine has devoted his entire adult life. He is very ambitious.
And then, so one guy's a bitch. One guy had his burned down orphan. One guy's just old. Okay, I think I know who I'm siding with.
In the years after he ascended to the Senate, Vildine carefully maintained the delicate balance. Never powerful enough to be a threat to the Templars, but never weak enough to be ignored. Since the revolution, the Vildine house has fallen on harder times. Many of Vildine's favored Templars died or changed sides suddenly, and the freeing of the slaves reduced revenues from the family estates. The Terthani suddenly found their power greatly weakened, though not broken. So that's why he needs extra support.
He owned slaves?
No.
You-
The slaves have been freed, and he lost a lot of power when that happened.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so so this guy's just old. Okay, yeah, I'm siding with him.
Hey, careful now. Age equals wisdom, apparently.
So he's a little more on the conservative side, and he's only kind of middle-aged compared to Turax, who is quite old.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah.
Oh, we'll talk about that guy. But yeah, I'm siding with Vildine. He sounds pretty chill. And unless he turns out to be a Nazi.
Now, can I find information on the other one?
I don't want to side with any. I don't want to side with Tirthani or Minther, really.
So Vildani it is.
Tirthani is
Who's
Vildine.
Vildine?
Or no, wait. Hold on. Shoot. Let me get back to this. What was it again?
Tarks, whatever.
Vildine Tirthani and Travalis Minther. Okay, Chesia is on here. Who is Chesia again to all this?
She is the Scion teacher in the Noble District.
Okay. Oh my god.
I think she owes me a favor. What was her name again?
She does owe you a favor, yeah. Or at least she did at one point. You might
Lady
have called it
Chester.
in.
Who would've thought? I haven't called it in yet. Never used it.
I thought she gave you an item or something, didn't she? Maybe not.
The Minthers are basically like a strong mercantile house that likes to go ahead and do the same stuff that Hamir does, really, is make things fall off.
The Minthers are arrogant and contemptuous, and they resort to very criminal means in order to get an edge in business.
Right.
Sabotage, attacking caravans.
the stuff that we're into. With House Hamir, I mean, really, right?
Pretty much.
Hey, Ninja.
Yeah.
So I said the head of the cult. I double checked it. There's not really a head, a true head. It's just whoever is liked the most amongst them.
Okay, Soul. You're not gonna like me for this.
So I guess I just ask them and say, hey, who do you think is, besides me, is the most leaderish person here?
What?
I mean,
You wanna?
that's how my
Well, maybe Krius probably is the most.
no,
I mean, especially in this
the,
place.
Within my cult.
Within your cult?
You're a cult, so you're acknowledging it's a cult, not a religion.
Well, among the Terran envoys that have come from your village, there is like one main shaman type person that is leading the others.
Also, those are not mutually exclusive. Wait a second. Now I'm confused. I thought. What about the one who lives here?
Of the ones who live here, there's probably one who's higher level than the others. I don't have a name on hand, but they are ranked, so there would be an elder among them.
All right. Well, I need any possible dirt that they have collected on these noble lads.
Okay, well, they can give you general information about the nobles. They don't really hobnob with the nobility too much. They're more about like street level stuff, you know, trying to proselytize to the people and get more awareness of the winged elephant.
Which of the three nobles would be the most interested in buying flying ships?
None of them.
No.
Okay.
Huh?
No. Right.
Broke
Soul.
motherfucker.
Nice.
I don't know what any of them would use it for.
Transporting
Have my-
goods.
Have my cultists picked up any crime they might be doing?
There is general crime in the city.
That's more Soul and Mai's domain, really. But here's my thing: is
Mhm.
Soul. Are we
Yes.
gonna go ahead and get into a turf war, and leverage House Hamir against him in this way? Like, I'm starting to think that's the direction we're about to go.
Just wait, Torin. You know, soon we will have our battleship that can actually protect all of the farms around the city.
What? You're just gonna go ahead and like loose cannons against the city of Tyr? Because like,
No, when there are some bandits and brigands attacking, the ship can surveil and shoot whatever.
Yeah,
on
Krius
them.
prefers to take the Brotherhood of Steel approach to everything.
Yeah.
You know?
right?
Okay,
Exactly. Like, wait, the
first
bandits are
thing,
attacking. Hey,
Now
House
is not the
Turex,
best time to betray them because
House Turex district. You know, mushroom cloud comes out of Tyr.
Yeah. You want to threaten us with bandits? I got a battleship.
I want to reiterate that what Torax did was not a direct threat. Now, I want to emphasize
I
that he
don't
is a
care.
he is a politician.
I don't care.
He's a politician, and
that is the
And-
absolute worst
Orin.
character to try to use that on.
Orin is not a politician. Orin is a super spy. He is a military man who wants to go extra CIA, like overthrow the whole freaking system now. He is
Aurochs
motivated.
Not
Orin
Aurochs.
is motivated.
but he has insinuated that if you side with him, he could help protect your farm and family.
I don't care.
Boris would
Don't.
have reacted better to that offer than Orin would.
Like,
No.
like you're trying to be equally
Come on.
evil, Ninja, but it's not working. We just hate this guy. We just hate
No,
this guy.
it's on.
That's fair. I mean, you are free to side with any of them or none of them. It is a Game of Thrones scenario where they're vying for advantages over each other.
Let me pull Orin aside for a second. Okay.
What?
Yeah, I want to pull you to one side. Okay, listen. I know you hate all of them. I do too. Everyone does. But there is
Don't talk-
also currently a giant, horrible dragon coming. So, here's what I propose. We play their games for now. And then,
I was content to do that 5 minutes ago.
hang on.
No offense, guys. This is way more important than just games.
When the
And
opportunity comes, we can deal with them. For now, let's see if we can't lay the seeds for their downfall. It's not time to reap to harvest just yet.
Listen, I'm with you on planting the seeds for downfall. I'm also out for all-out war at this point because
Okay,
you
okay,
don't
listen.
mess with my
But we
family.
also have to.
Listen,
You don't mess
We also have
with
to-
my family.
How many? All right, how many of these guys are there? 3? Were there 3 of them?
There are 3 main senators, yeah.
Yes, but he's a senator and he leads an army of hundreds, and I don't care.
Okay, what is his army consist
They are the army that defended the city against the Urakites. They are standard military
Oh,
fighters
okay.
in light armor. They usually have spears.
Okay, listen. This is going to be crucial. This is going to that just changed everything for me in my calculation because that means that if we have a turf war with House Turax, we are handicapping, we are sabotaging the Tyrian army. We are sabotaging the standing army of Tyr if I do that, right?
Yes.
This is
So we
true. They
can't-
do account for about a quarter of the military might of the city.
Frack. Okay, so it's got to be surgical.
Okay.
Oh
Yeah, we
my
have to
God.
lobotomize them. You're right.
Right,
We need to
right.
talk. We need to find an expert. We're out of our depth here.
No,
We
we're
need to
not.
find-
No, this is exactly
No,
the
we're
depth
not.
that I want to play in. This is exactly it.
Exactly.
And-
see, Skywell gets it. Handshake through the screen.
All right,
That
well,
bug.
I'm out of my depth. All right, I'm a guide. I'm an advisor.
Wait,
know-
what did you
Giving
just
bad
say?
advice is not particularly within my skill set.
Yeah, no. This party's gonna go after hours with Soul and I. We're. It's gonna be a long night.
So, if I had to break it down into categories, it's like siding with Travalis is the chaos option because they're more criminal than the others. Siding with Torax is the more lawful evil because he gets to his objectives by unethical means. And then if you side with Vildine Terthani, he's more of like the underdog candidate.
I was getting ready to say, I like ambition. Look how I got here. I was in the slave pits, and now I'm winning.
He's the younger, poorer senator. So
Yeah,
he
I support that. I'm siding with him no matter what so far.
Okay, you want to go with the okay, but he was okay. I get the underdog candidate. I get that about Vildine Terthani. But here's the problem, though. He was all about the old days of the slave pits and everything else. He relished in that. He is,
Mhm.
but by character reference, the last person you'd want to side with. I think. I don't want to side with any of them. I don't mind being a third effing option of these different noblemen, and we'll take all 3 of those. Hold on.
So you want to have ourselves enter the debate?
I don't know. I got my kids around. I can't curse, but god dang it.
Sorry, I'll be off guard. Sorry.
I am so freaking fired up right now. That's how Orange feels.
My kids are out. I can't say what I want to say, but just know the energy's there. Just know that.
Okay. Look, I have to leave pretty soon for dinner with the fam, but can you okay, you're activated, right? You're on this. Okay. Just know
Yes, I'm thinking.
yeah.
I'm just saying. Compare. They're all evil, but I'm just gonna side with the evil I personally agree with. I mean, Soul was the guy who was like, okay, cool to burn down the farm.
right? You were into it.
saying. Yeah, I was into it. It was me and Chris who were.
Fire, burn it all down.
I think that's at the time where I had that ring that was making me evil. But the fact still remains. I mean, I mean, they're all evil, but they're they're necessary evils. We can't just like get rid of like a crucial part. They all have like something they bring, you know, to the city.
It was
So
for
we
the
can't just
good
get rid
of.
of one part.
It was for the good of the city, you know.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
feel
he said
badly
it was
about
really
even
good.
having House Hamir. I feel dirty just working with those guys.
I mean, is there a fourth option? Can we enter ourselves?
Well, the other option is none of the above.
Well, and that's what was the option we were taking.
Right.
And we are, look, House Cyrillus, you know, I guess we're becoming kind of a big boy. I don't know if we're definitely not to the same level as the Trithanis, the Minthers, or the Turex.
Well, your farm is making enough money that it's being predated on by raiders, so you're getting pretty big there.
Yeah. I mean, I've
You're big enough to
invested,
rob.
I've invested about, shoot, how much of this money have I invested? It's like up to the $300, $400 worth of gold invested in just this sort of stuff. So it's been a huge amount of investment. It's been the entire campaign, really.
We do have the bandits, man. We can use to help with all that. Fire clerics as well. Battleship.
Okay, there's one more political question I guess I have to ask before I run out of here, and that is, let's say I did the worst thing in the world, which is just go ahead and assassinate the shit out of these guys.
Okay, escalate quick.
Like, okay, I don't know, but look, you come from my family. Actually, you know what? Here's what I want to do. I want to do a freaking Nightcrawler at the opening of X-Men. Okay, just
Or you
run
just
through his
teleport
guards,
in, kill him.
freaking, and then just right over his, have him pinned against a table, and then just say, you know, with a dagger, with a little piece of parchment, or no, not even a parchment, because nobody can read. Well, I'm learning how.
He's gonna put it like
Yeah,
this.
I mean, there's only 3 people that know how to write in this city.
Right.
The
Narrows it down quite a bit.
Okay. But listen, a side crystal that says, "Don't mess with my family," in the most rage-dripping, growly thought that I can impose upon this side crystal.
And then Turex is just like at a loss because he's threatened like 400 people this week. It's like, which one is it?
Yeah, it's like, man. I think it'd just be safe to just get rid of everyone's family. Just kill everyone's
Does
family.
he
I
not
think
normally get death threats? I assume
Look,
he has to have some enemies.
Oh yeah, lots of enemies.
You threaten my family. You have no idea how.
What would we want to highlight with them if they all have enemies, you know?
They're all rivals with each other, so
What are you offering us?
And just
Alright,
because
hang
I
on.
cut off the head too doesn't necessarily mean that the organization goes away. Like, oh, you killed my father, not prepared to die.
Hang on, I'm confused. I want to ask this. All right, each of you, what are you offering us to join your little squabble that
Sounds
Money.
like blank check.
wouldn't just be overwhelmingly negative for ourselves?
It's
there are many benefits to siding with me. Each one of them will tell you that they are powerful, elite members of Tyrian society, and the benefits of being their friend are beyond the scope of one conversation. Like, who could even like think of the innumerable ways that you could benefit from a noble alliance with such a powerful and ancient family?
No,
Listen,
but I'm asking.
Now you just sound like you're huffing
that
dick.
the others can't. Why should I pick you and not the other ones?
Well, I'm sure they're going to have good reasons. I don't have them off the top of my head, but I could give you some rolls. We've got...
in a metagame sense, I don't mean to pull us out of character, but in a metagame sense, what this is going to do is get us another source of income, but provide adversaries that our people will have to fight off, and maybe us eventually, right? That's the understanding that I have meta-wise, okay? However, none of them have anything to bring to us besides maybe a little bit of extra income, but then extra costs too. Like,
Yeah,
there's-
but
go ahead.
do we really need the income?
We don't.
I mean,
That's
technically speaking, yeah.
But
So-
it's not exactly as though they're really giving us a choice at this point because they're all like, or at least one of them is basically saying like, well, shit's gonna happen to you if you don't do anything with us. So
Yeah, it's basically that's what I'm trying to say. Maybe we should just kill him. Is there anything bad that'll happen if we kill him?
But that's
Hold on.
okay.
Wait,
That's the
Adam.
thing I can't understand. See, like that's the thing. Thinking Game of Thrones wise. Oh, you killed my dad. Now is he gonna want to come after us? The heir is that gonna want to come after us
mean-
or not? I know if it was me,
I can
I
cover-
would.
All of these are
I can cover it up
big
pretty good.
families. There would always be like a next of kin that would fill in. So even if you kill the elder of the family, you'll have to
20
deal
times over.
with the next
You can do
one
it
and the
20
next
times
one.
over. Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
I mean, that doesn't mean the next one won't be a good guy. We could maybe like play the successor and
Well,
see, like,
you know-
we can groom or something.
You
into
know,
a-
in at least-
randomize the success.
Click
In-
reroll.
In at least one case, the Minthers.
Yeah, exactly.
In the case of the Minthers, the apple does not fall far from the tree. The son is just as bad as the father.
All right, well, the mentors we don't like anyways.
Okay. I'm gonna
Yeah, but
send-
like,
I'm
how
gonna
old is his
give my
son? Like, if
cult
he's like
mission.
12, he can be convinced.
The cult has a new mission. The cult is gonna get elephant.
What? What?
It is official. It is a cult.
Here
He said it.
This is the second time tonight. It is a
A
cult.
cult is just a religion that is smaller and scrutinized.
I know
Here,
that,
here.
but People don't know that.
Smaller and screwing. I wonder why.
Okay, here's here's their mission, right?
Cult is specifically a false religion.
About idiot nobles who play politics with people's lives. Did you know we had to corral them into making sure we all stayed alive? Terrible they are, really, really so. But
I love how you're trying to prey on their good nature and their conscience to try and make all this
So-
never change.
So
Never
hang on. So imagine a what if scenario. Kalik is dead. Hamanu, another powerful sorcerer king, shows up on the doorstep of Tyr. If you choose not to fight Hamanu's army, and Hamanu wins, you're likely to retain your noble title and all of your power and all of your holdings. You would continue under new management, effectively. Hamanu would then control Tyr, and they would be able to go about their business the way they did under Kalik, where slavery was still allowed, which means they would all be way richer than they currently are. So they had almost every incentive not to help you fend off Hamanu. But you convinced them that if you united, you would be able to win, and then you did win, so they were convinced to throw in their aid. Because they didn't know for sure if Hamanu would let them live or not. They probably would have survived it, but it was safer to keep him outside the gates of Tyr, because who knows?
Hey, hold on, I'll be right back.
anyway, oh, and by the way,
We need to find better
I
houses.
am not preying on their better nature. I am merely invoking it.
You're invoking something non-existent.
Thank you. Thank you.
What do you mean? It's what I built the cult around, not being douches.
Okay.
Oh,
So
you're invoking the. Okay, I thought you meant you're invoking the three nobles, like good nature.
Right.
No.
What are you talking about?
I'm the clown you think I am.
well, I don't know. Your effort back there was kind of hilarious. So
Okay, so let me sidetrack to another thing for a moment here.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
During the festivities, Morg, you are approached by. You have druids that attend to your field when you're not there, right? Like lesser druids?
Yes.
Workers, something along those lines. They're going to report to you that there is a blight and it needs your attendance.
Okay, I'm gonna head out for a while. I'll try to check back in. Okay.
Okay.
Eh,
All right. Bye.
They request that you return immediately to your protected lands, Morg.
Okay, I rush over to the protected lands.
Okay. You will find that there is a blight upon your protected lands. What do you do?
Huh? I come back and Morg is cursed?
My lands are cursed.
Your plants seem withered and decaying, and
This is
spotty,
the perfect time to make Darkest Dungeon. Go ahead, Morg.
spotty and wilted.
Have a bunch of kids and then like find an Eldritch Horror underneath your land.
Sounds like a defiler.
Well, no, we shouldn't look that deep into it,
These
guys. I think
crops are
we should go
supposed to
past it.
be resistant to like defiling. is
Resistant?
Usually defiling just like turns stuff into ash right away.
Resistant,
So I don't think
not
this is
immune.
defiling.
You want to roll an
Did I roll
Arcana
a
check of
nature
some kind?
check or Arcana?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see what you know. What do you sense from the land? Nature check would also be acceptable here. Nature or Arcana, whatever is better for you.
Intel boat.
Nature. But they're both intelligence, but I have proficiency in nature. Because plant stuff.
Okay, so you'll find out through more naturalistic means and less magical.
24.
Yeah, 24 is good. So you can tell that your protected lands are normally blight resistant, and the usual remedies to cure blight do not seem effective here, suggesting a supernatural cause.
You're cursed.
Can I also check about the Arcana one too?
Yeah, if you want to roll an Arcana as well.
Okay, this time I'll use guidance on myself since I'm not as good at that. Oh, another 18. 21.
You definitely detect cursed energy upon your field.
Wow. Should have called Soul, the curse expert. I already predicted the second you walked in there.
Somebody's throwing shade at your magic grove.
Yeah, man. You might want to pay Soul 300 gold an hour to figure out who it is.
I use detect magic. Does it tell me the kind of magic? Or
No,
just-
it's
just
just a
cool, right?
general cursed energy on the soil.
Again, man, call Soul. He'll figure it out for you. For 300 gold an hour. You know what? You'll get the party member rate, 150 gold an hour.
I have 0 gold. I can't pay you. I'm sorry.
Okay, I accept IOUs.
I'll tell the druids to sort of set up a perimeter and see if they can find out what's going on or investigate.
All right.
And
All right.
can
They'll
I
do an
try
investigate.
Can I try purifying food and drink around the plants and see if that helps the plants?
Sure. It does. It does, in fact, help the plants.
Okay. I can only do that on a small 5-foot section of ground, so that's not going to be quite useful. But it is at least good to know that some kind of magic can help. I don't believe all the other druids would just spam all their magic, but that might be bad. I'll try to investigate to see where the cursed energy is coming from. If there's any tracks that aren't like from the druids.
All right.
If anyone else has been accessing our garden besides the druids. Uh, 14.
14. Yeah. You don't discover any clues.
And did the druids find anything?
They're not going to know for a day.
Okay.
Do you guys want to skip ahead to the next day where you go to the Golden Tower?
Well, I still have So who did you guys end up siding with?
Nobody.
No one.
They chose option D. None of the above.
Okay. What what Soul's gonna pick?
They're picking what was it? The one that's not Mither and the not Parks. I forgot the third one.
Building.
Yeah, building.
Yeah. He seems pretty chill. Wait, what does my wife think?
Okay, you ask Lady Astocles what she thinks of Senator Trevalis. Ooh, nat 20. Trevalis is quite a cunning man His strategies are very effective. His morals are a bit questionable, but he gets things done. Senator Turax, he's a mystery, an ornery old man. I do not like him much. The Astacles family does not like him much. We do not associate with his sort.
I hate the way that you walk, the way that you talk. I hate the way that you drink.
There's bad blood between the Turaxes and the Astacles. They do not like the Turax family.
Got you.
And about the Terthani family, their family used to be more influential in the past. These days, they are doing the best they can, but they have a precarious position of power in the city, and their fate is probably the most tied to who they can get backing them. So if you supported them, they would thrive, and if you choose not to support them, they're likely to be crushed by the other senators eventually.
So who do you think I should side with?
None of them. You are a member of the proud and noble Astacles family. You should only side with us and not with them. They are our rivals.
Oh,
It
yes.
just made me laugh because I didn't realize that this person was like working with. I didn't know that she was a member of a big family herself. So who should we
Yeah.
side with? No one. Side with our family.
Oh, yes,
Well,
yes. That's
Is our
what
party
I-
siding with the Astacles family as well, or just Salt?
I agree with you, wife, who totally doesn't control my. Let's go.
So technically, Aegis is a senator as well, and so he is another faction, and you've already basically thrown in with him by being members of the Veiled Alliance and all that.
Yeah, I'm supporting the family I'm part of. Sorry, guys.
Yep.
It was nice talking to you, Veldine. You almost had me until, like, you know.
And so this is just an optional thing. It is a power balance in the city. If you support one of them, it will raise their power in the city and suppress the power of the others.
I'm gonna ask Skywill to support the noble. Who am I to support? Astacles?
Yeah.
Yep. I'm gonna ask him. I'm gonna ask, hey, yo, can you support how Astacles real quick? I'm currently trying to get brownie points.
However, the Astacles family are humanitarians. They are the more lawful good faction of nobles, and so they're not really aggressive even towards the evil ones like Turax. They just like let it lie. They try to keep the moral high ground and not sink to the level of people like Turax.
Yep.
So I was.
How good are you if you let evils persist?
Yeah,
Pretty
well,
good,
I
actually.
mean, okay, so if you do ask that question, she will go on to inform you about the good things that they provide for the city. Even though they are personally evil, detestable men, even just being in control of the industries that they control in the city makes the city possible. Like they run things in a way that allows the city to even function. And so they each do provide a necessary service.
Are you saying other houses like yourself couldn't provide the same services if given control of them?
The Astacles house does as much as it can. They already provide quite a bit of aid to the poor and the needy and provide many jobs. But it's a big city with a lot of people, and one family can't handle all of it, which is why there are at least 4 to 10 major noble houses in the city.
Are there any other good ones besides just them?
They're not fleshed out. I could develop a more detailed political map for the city, but I haven't. Not yet.
Okay.
If you want to go into
I
that,
guess-
let me know and I'll flesh it out.
Okay. Well, it seems like at least for now we're defaulted to help the House of Astacles then.
Yeah, and they don't ask much. You're already on important missions. They don't want to ask much. The other houses actually would ask you to perform some kind of mission that benefits them.
So
okay, Adam,
you guys decide with the House Astacles. Just saying.
that's the plan.
Yep.
So I want to put my cultists on a run.
So in the past, Astocles has provided quite a bit of material support whenever you've needed food or water or wagons, and
Or a wife.
any mundane stuff. Yeah, or a wife, but generally, like all the basics were kind of covered once you got in with the Astocles family. They have the financial support because they're quite rich from their wineries. The people of Tyr like to drink. Astocles wine is the best in the city. Okay, so I do want to get to the next day, though, because there's important stuff happening at the Golden Palace.
I did still want to set up that thing, though. I just
So-
want to tell my followers to essentially morally test the various members of the nobility of those three factions in secret, subtle ways.
Okay, they'll approach and see what they can learn.
So, as part of this festivity, okay, everybody gets immunity to fire, and then we have instead of a food fight, we have a fireball fight.
Oh wait, that is 100% lethal.
And everybody's can shoot fireballs everywhere. You get wands.
I think you mean fire bolts. Fireballs would be like
No, actual
Having-
fireballs.
Goodness gracious, great balls of fire.
like having a water balloon fight, except the water balloons are the sizes of small houses.
The only
Yeah, pretty
competitive sport with a 100% casualty rate.
But it's fun because everybody's immune to fire. So
Yeah, what about the
Damage.
building?
it's made of obsidian.
None of the furniture in here is flammable, right?
No, it's all proof.
It's like stone couches, stone.
We control what burns or not. There's a
guess
little
it's all
clerics
playing
everywhere,
after
just
the
making
fact.
sure that we're not burning down the place.
The referees.
Yeah. It's like dodgeball, but with fireballs.
Alright, so I've busted out the Golden Palace map and the Golden Tower. You guys are going up to the 4th floor where the meeting is with the king and the attendant senators.
Wait, which floor over here is the 4th?
This one. So you can see there's a big circular room with row seating, amphitheater-style row seating, where a central speaker can stand in the middle at a podium, and everybody in the hall can hear it, and it kind of gets higher up as it goes to the back, like stadium seating. There's a spiral staircase that you come up to get into the senatorial audience chamber, where the king meets with the nobility.
Yeah, which row are we now?
You can sit wherever you want. So,
Oh no, there's not a class type of thing where a first row, a little bit like basketball courts.
yeah, you can sit in the front if you want. I mean, you guys are actually the guest of honor. They want you to be here so that you can give a report to the king.
I like sauntering on confidently. That's off my shoulders. Fancy ass clothes.
King Tithian personally requests a meeting with Sol to discuss the political implications of your recent actions in Giustanel and
Holy
how they might leverage this to strengthen Tyr's alliances.
Holy shit, me?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
You are the noble face of the heroes of Tyr, and so you are the figurehead.
This one too.
You are the one to talk to about these things.
Yes, yes.
Who would King Tithian talk to? The towering barbarian? Taurus? Is he going to be the diplomatic face of your party? No. So, King Tithian wants to hear your tale. Roll a great performance. Give it your
All right.
best.
If I get a nat one, I'm just gonna like when you stutter mid sentence, and I'm just gonna start punching.
We'll
Just
give you a
random-
little. I'll give you a little bit of guidance.
I'm a say I'm a stutter once. I'm just gonna give up and just start punching him.
Oops.
You'll get an extra D4.
Here you go. Oh shit, 18. Surprisingly, I rolled a 2.
Ooh. So you give the synopsis, the quick synopsis of your adventures, leaving out some of the best details, but you know the gist of it carries over. And King Tithian thinks long and hard about this, and he says, to destroy such artifacts of ancient power, it's almost a waste, but I can understand why you'd have to do it.
Yes.
I commend your actions, but at the same time, I feel if we could have recovered the artifacts, what could have been accomplished with them?
If there was a way to, we would have done it already, sir.
I think that Sorcerer King probably has more than just 3 artifacts. He might have more.
It seems
But
like
those
everyone we
ones are
speak
very
to.
immediately dangerous.
It seems like everyone we speak to always forget the part where there was a sorcerer king with giants coming out of
I do have
nowhere.
to-
Well,
Just-
forgetting the giant undead dragon
Yeah.
opening.
Yes, I do have to say,
Yeah.
King Tithian, no offense, but there was a giant undead sorcerer king lich dragon.
If we did not destroy the mirror,
The artifacts, if the artifacts weren't destroyed, we probably would be dead, and the story would be entirely different. Heard from a dragon's mouth versus mine.
There was a giant there was a literal portal to hell involved.
Yeah, the portal to hell too.
A shocking story. Quite interesting stuff. And this new threat is concerning. We'll have to add it into our strategies, our war plans. We're already dealing with the ball lickens, and we're already dealing with the Gulgans, and we're already dealing with the Dragons. So we've got enough threats. The Urakites.
Ah, those fucking.
Our only ally in the region is Nibene. And speaking of which, we have a delegation from Nibene who has come to negotiate trade agreements.
Oh, really?
Okay. So 40 minutes go by where incredibly boring trade negotiations happen. Everybody roll a constitution save against sleep.
Oh my god.
I'm good at that. I'm good at that now.
I'm good at that now. Were you weren't before?
No, I didn't have proficiency in it because I had my proficiencies in wisdom and druid stuff rather than barbarian stuff.
Wait,
And
did this
then
take?
now I got the feat for it. Is it like resistance or something that gives me constitution proficiency?
But this takes place
now
like
I'm good.
within 1 minute of Kriya's casting the guidance, so I still have it.
Guidance is not for saves; it's for abilities checks.
Man.
During the negotiation, Taurus is going to step forward and he's going to say something along the lines of, Nibene is my friend. You should support Nibene because he has been really good to us and he's my best friend and I am the mighty Taurus. And if you respect the mighty Taurus, the champion of the arena, then you will respect my word that Nibene is worthy of the respect of the people of Tyr and you should support him. That is all.
All you hear is, "You are my friend." Wow. You don't do that.
Here, trust the evil wizard over there.
Well, Taurus likes Nibene. He never stops talking about it. So he is going to back them up, and that'll help. Does anybody else want to speak on behalf of the Nibeneans?
I'll explain how they have helped with the flying ships, and they continue helping with building more for transportation of goods and military purposes.
Yeah, Nibene's my nibba.
All right, cool. So you guys help them get a good deal. So Tyr is going to support Nibene with the materials they need to continue their rebuilding and to support them in the war effort against Dragoth.
You know, I'll say too, like with the new ships, we're able to send, large quantities of goods in only 3 days between Nibene and Tyr. This is much better than the dangerous, trails in the desert.
This is true, but the merchant houses already own the mechalots and pay salaries to the scions that control them. So there's a whole industry built around the road transport. You couldn't simply make it disappear overnight by inventing an airship. Although the airship is a great thing, and the city of Tyr appreciates it as a symbol of our ingenuity.
Well, in case of urgencies and for some packages that are more important, that's a good option.
Did anybody
I
fall
would-
asleep during the negotiations?
I don't know.
What was
DC
the
rolled a
required save?
15.
It was a DC 15 Constitution save.
That
I
was
got a
it.
22.
Okay.
Soul is knocked the fuck out. Catch him later.
After his performance, he was tired. He takes a nap in one of the stands.
Yeah.
I would like to ask, either propose something or just ask and bring up something that may be beneficial. Is while we are having such good business relations, might it be beneficial to also enter some form of military relations where we might send some sort of aid to help Nibene to squash this threat of the Sorcerer King that just is newly coming about?
King Tithian listens to what you say, and he nods his head and says, "We will consider this." But he doesn't seem real committal to it.
Well, it's a step in the right direction at least.
But he listened to you, and he said he would consider it.
I think it's important because the Sorcerer King is much stronger than when they tried to fight them before, when the Sorcerer Kings all tried to ambush him. So I don't think just relying solely on Nibene to deal with this problem for us would be the best option.
Coconut think of all this?
Korganard would not come to a meeting like this.
Wait, why?
He does not like to be amongst the people like that.
All these common folk.
It's not that. It's not that. It's the type of people, like, these senators are not good people.
Yeah, exactly. And
Oh
it's
yeah,
like if you're-
Soul is dreaming about literally owning a city and being a sorcerer king right now. Just so you know.
This is the palace of Kalek, the Sorcerer King. It's an evil place, and Korganard does not even like to get near it.
Doesn't he like perch atop of the pyramid tower thing?
Yeah, but that's in the middle of town. This is
He's
far
in the
off to the
Batman.
side.
He's in the Batman pose. The city needs me.
It's like there's like a residual evil on this building just because it's been the residence of a evil Sorcerer King for thousands of years. He has an aversion to it because he gives off this aura of goodness. He doesn't really fit in here.
Imagine having a senatorial meeting in the freaking, and just an angel walks in.
Yeah, it'd be a little weird for the politics. Okay, another order of business after the trade negotiations come to a conclusion. In King Tithian's court, you meet an artificer antiquarian named Elenara.
Oh what?
Artificer antiquarian.
I thought you said artificers were off limits.
So, she's an NPC. Players are not allowed to be, though. She is an elderly half-elf with a deep knowledge of ancient lore and relics. And she's going to tell you that according to her research, a powerful artifact similar to the Orb of Death that you sabotaged in New Gustanel is located in the Deadlands. Another sphere of death to command the armies of the dead. And if you report that Dragoth's sphere has been destroyed, he may seek to replace it.
Well, we have to stop him from getting that.
And most of you have never heard of the Deadlands before, but she will tell you that it is a cursed land controlled by the sentient dead, powerful undead creatures that refuse to die, living in a land that is completely dead, even more unhospitable or inhospitable than the worst parts of the Athasian desert, a place where it is antithetical to life, like a place where necrotic energy has infused everything. So a really, really dangerous place to go to, but she says Dragoth may seek it out in order to replace his artifact.
Yeah, we might have to.
Didn't he just control that whole land?
He could.
Exactly. And we
Yes.
don't want that. That is the second worst to what could have happened with the mirror.
Why does no other Sorcerer King just steal that?
What? Well, the Deadlands are very dangerous. If you're not able to instantly command undead the way Dragoth is, you would have a real hard time getting to the ruins there.
What about if you're a cleric with like what's that cleric thing?
Turn undead, destroy undead.
Yeah. Yeah. Just like mass cast like a horde of like 50 of them. How much XP is that?
I think you can only do that a few times a day, depending on your level.
Like
you
3 of
need,
them.
you need several clerics.
Wait, can't you do that, Chris?
He can. He's done that a few
Yeah.
times. But yeah, you can only like even Grimorn. He can only at level 16. He can only do that like what, twice a day?
Yeah, but now I can do up to CR3.
Yeah, it destroys a lot of undead, but we're talking like vampire tier, like CR7 plus.
Yeah, I'm not gonna use that against them.
Would
You
it
can
be
still
able to
spear the
have
higher
just
tier
throwing
ones, right?
like that?
I would cast light on them, so I would I would cast a sunbeam on them.
And I'm not
cast divine light.
now. I'm not saying they are vampires. They're a unique kind of undead for the world of Dark Sun, but they are in the same CR as a vampire.
Undeads, you gotta fight them differently. You want to bring different type of magics, that you normally use.
Okay, she's going to continue that there's another thing that may be of interest. She believes she's uncovered clues to the sanctuary location of a thing called the Shard of the Blue Heart. She says it lies beneath a dormant volcanic crater known as the Veil of Silence, where harsh winds and treacherous terrain have deterred explorers for centuries. And she suggests that only those with a deep understanding of psionics and the courage to face the unknown will be able to retrieve the Shard of the Blue Heart and harness its legendary powers.
Sorry, what's the Shard of Oogaloo do?
The Shard of the Blue Heart is said to be an artifact of the Blue Age made by the Halflings. It is said to be capable of restoring something in the way that a mend spell would repair a piece of fabric, but without any limitations.
I can repair my parents' broken marriage.
You could repair artifacts with it.
What about what I
That is insanely powerful. We need to gain control of that or destroy it itself. Both that and the zombie orb thing.
Her research is mostly on the Deadlands, and so she will tell you that this mountain, this volcanic mountain with a labyrinth underneath it, is also in the Deadlands.
I guess we should go up there.
The Deadlands is still part of this plane of existence, correct?
Correct.
Yeah.
It's far to the south. It is
Yes,
imagine
like
like going to the
South
South Pole, but it's undead.
It's like
Okay.
it's covered with obsidian stone everywhere, glass everywhere. It's an obsidian sea.
Wonder why the Sorcerer Kings aren't down there if they like obsidian so much.
I don't think there's any plant life there, so they would lose a lot of their power.
There's nothing to feed on.
I mean, how regularly are they absorbing plant life, though?
Every time they cast a wizard spell.
I mean, that's not super often, though, right?
Yeah, it depends. I think the Sorcerer Kings go out of their way to create groves that they can feed off of without destroying them, so that they can cast a bunch of spells without destroying the earth. But if they had to leave their protected groves, then they would actually wipe out the plants wherever they went every time they cast anything.
I want to ask the artificer something.
Yeah.
I was like, are you suggesting that we get involved in all of this?
Well, You are the most powerful group of Tyrian adventurers that is currently able to like go out from the city and undertake missions of this type.
Don't
I-
lowball us like that. Just say we're the most powerful Britannian adventurers. Period.
So, Elenara is going to tell you like I'm an old woman. Even for a half elf, I have lived a long life, and I am frail from my years. I could not undertake such a mission. But you are still young and fit and full of vigor. And you've undertaken missions that are unbelievable to those of us who remain behind. But perhaps with your power and your might and your airship, you could make the incredibly long trek into the unknown to seek out these artifacts of legend that we only have records of, fragmentary records. We don't even know if these records are still true. Like, are these artifacts still there? Who knows?
I mean, maybe that death orb thing is something that Dragoth took from there, and that was the one that we had.
The original one, maybe. She doesn't know.
I made the classic mistake of zooming into the gladiator pits and seeing Urgos that have Giant Slay's face.
Right.
And then I also
He's
went over
looking
to
a
see-
little annoying and a little orange, isn't he?
Yeah, I also went to see. I zoomed in, just like curious. I was like, "Wait, what's going on here?" And I see Gregor over here. I'm like, "Oh my god, I forgot to see what."
I was having fun in Photoshop that day. I gave him tattoos and a funny face.
Gregor of Tyr.
That blue shard, though, that you mentioned is white.
And yeah,
Or
Gregor
is
is
it the other
Dr. Evil.
two?
He's a muscle man with Dr. Evil's face.
That'll be interesting. It will be costly though to go on a trip like that.
Yeah, it's a long trip, very, very far to the south. But you have an airship, so you're practically the only group that could accomplish it. Could you imagine a Mechalot caravan trying to make that trip? It would take a year.
Should we do it with the battleship on our side, or?
Do we even have that? I thought it's like being constructed still.
Yeah.
You'd have to wait a while.
But it'd be cool though, because it would be filled up with clerics, and they would just be, trying to protect the way.
So the missions that Elenara is giving you, they are not real immediately concerning, because she's just providing ancient knowledge from a book from long ago. So there's no rush on those things. If you're feeling inspired to go on an adventure down there, it's an option. But you've got other things in the works. Oren wanted to get to Altaruk.
That's almost like a Ravenloft,
Yeah, kinda.
This war. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, kinda.
We have the one in the close to Oren's village.
Yeah. The Forest Maker. An unknown Avengian that's created a forest that seems to be luring people to the west of Altaruk.
I think that's the direction that at least Oren wanted to go.
Yeah.
Is that also bothering any of our merchant caravans from Tyr?
It would. Yeah, many of them have been lured away as well.
Then we should definitely go deal with that.
If you ask around about it, you're going to hear rumors that it seems to affect a certain kind of person. So when you hear who got affected and who didn't, they'll always say, "Oh, he was such a great guy. He was always so kind and helpful to everybody, or always standing up for the little man." But the people that were not affected are, the scumbags, the villains. Like they didn't heed the call. And the people that were of a neutral alignment, they reported that they heard a voice in their head, but they felt no compulsion to follow it. Like
What are your guys' on?
they could go either way. So this forest to the southwest seems to be calling people of a lawful good alignment.
There are curses.
What about neutral good?
So if you're any kind of neutral, you will hear the call, but you are not forced to follow. People that are of lawful good alignment fall completely under its sway, become zombie-like, and just march off into the distance without a word.
Good thing I'm chaos. Good.
Good thing I'm neutral good.
Didn't we discover that it was a curse though?
Yeah, it does
When
seem to be a cursed energy that is calling people towards the forest.
Is Taurus lawful good?
No.
chaotic good.
Well, I mean, he's got that fluctuating half giant alignment. He might be lawful good currently, but it's not like a locked in thing all the time.
Yeah.
Also, he's not human and might not be as affected. Usually, if a spell affects a group, it affects a type, and if you're not that type, it's not that effective.
I think it's very important that we look into that. I think even before battling his forces, we should probably go and try to get that item.
Which one?
Destroy the orb, so he's not able to get it before us.
Okay, so you want to go to the Deadlands and see if they have an orb or not?
No, but I think we gotta do the one with Orin, like to his village first.
Well, it's on the way. I mean, you could go
Yeah,
to Ultaruk, and then to Forest Maker, and then to Deadlands in that order, and it's all on the way.
Yeah.
If you were so inclined.
I think we're gonna do that.
Yeah.
Like we could go and do this mission. I don't know how many levels you gain. Let's say it's even just one, would be great. We would be level 17 before we get into the Deadland, which would be actually pretty good because level 17 is really strong for casters. Most classes, I think, too.
That's 9th level spells, right?
Yeah,
Big.
but you also get an increase in your modifiers.
Right. Your proficiency bonus goes up.
Yeah, by 1.
I have to use the bathroom. I'll be back in a couple minutes.
All right.
What do you guys think about that direction?
Well, I don't know how long it's gonna take to get there. He was saying like on foot it would take a year. I don't think the
On
airship's
foot, it would take a
that
fucking year.
much.
Yeah,
Like,
but we have a
it's
giant
still
fucking
not
airship.
that fast. It would just mostly bypass a bunch of like ground obstacles,
Yeah.
but it would still take quite a long time. Like our airship's not like built super for speed, right?
It's actually pretty fast, anyways. Like going to Nîmes, I don't know if you remember, but it would take us like
Like
2
2
months
days.
of gain time because it would be like super long to walk there, you know.
Is that Skyman?
And then
Yeah,
you have to
back.
do. Then we had to do it at night time, which was very fucking annoying. And we were like always almost like scared of like dying because it's too cold or too hot. Now it takes like 2-3 days, and we there's barely any encounters.
I mean, that's also because we don't have to like stick to like a particular road either, though.
Mhm,
Before we were
exactly.
stuck on a winding road that like curved down then up.
Yeah, we can go up, down. You know, we can move around. I don't know.
But even then, like, do we still need to, like, I don't know, prepare anything or do anything quickly before the Dragoth's army kind of like comes out and attacks Nibene and stuff?
I don't know what's the timeline, but I'm thinking if we were able to do that before that part of the game, probably be better. Give us an advantage, like first of you come in the fight stronger, but you have items as well that you can use. You take away like the opportunity to gain all these undeads, which is a big problem. What if Dragot's plan was to go and get that orb before he starts attacking Nimue?
Well, it's assuming he knows of it and that the lore in the book is even real.
Well,
Or-
you might
Right.
actually know it. You know what I mean? That's. I'm just saying it's still like a possibility.
Yeah, that's true.
You just can't ignore it because, like, ultimately, like, if he's the only one that can go in these lands and control the entire place, like, why not just go there first and then take over everything else?
It would take also a long time for him too, I assume.
Yeah, but still, you know, like, he doesn't get attacked. He just walks in as if it's his, you know?
Well, that's once he gets to that area,
No,
not before that.
no, he can concentrate to control them at all time. But the thing, though, is that once he gets access to the orb, he just doesn't need to concentrate anymore.
Yeah, but that's when he gets there, and like Ninja said, there's a long distance to get there before that happens. So there's a lot of stuff in his way before he even
Yeah.
gets there, if he goes there at all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm back. Another order of business at the meeting in the Golden Tower. Aegis of Astocles is going to step forward and he's going to tell everybody in the attendance. He's concerned about cult-like activities. He fears that perhaps the Urdraxan spies have infiltrated our city and are attempting to garner influence throughout the city. Although he has agents in the field who have caught one or two spies, we've been unable to get any information out of the agents. They are small cells, and we've been unable to root them out completely. So, an ongoing threat that we need to continue to be aware of. And so he just tells everybody to keep their eyes open for Urdraxan spy activity or attempted sabotage, because the threat of the Urdraxans has not subsided.
Hey, what do these
Ring
spies
sight.
look like, actually?
What's up?
What do these spies look like?
So the Urdraxans that you've met in the past usually had red hair, which sets them apart from most others. Red hair and an Urdraxan accent. While they speak common, you can clearly hear that their intonation, the way they say things, is particular to the island of Urdraxa. So unless they're putting on an impression of a Tyrian, you'd be able to tell by their voice or by their red hair.
For a second, I was thinking, spies on. Oh, that'd be nasty.
I'm going to use Alter Self to look like one and ask the person who is telling us about is this what they look like?
Yeah, that's what they look like.
And I'm going to even change my tone to match their accent.
Yep, because you fought them that one time.
I might be able to try to ask them some information, but I also would think it would be good if Soul could possibly, or not Soul, if he, Ringside, if he could, like, probe their minds.
That was the plan.
The Urdraxans look like Akuma from Street Fighter.
Well, I'll introduce myself to them
Dark
first.
skin, red
How
hair.
you doing?
Yep.
How was your day?
I finally have hair.
You went from bald to hairy in one shot. Whoosh.
How is this Urdrax I'm talking to? How are you doing this day?
Talking to Morg?
Talking to I want to interrogate the Urdraxan.
What Urdraxan? No. If they caught spies, they're long since dead.
Oh.
They get interrogated and then they get executed.
I think it burned.
How wasteful.
Well, as they explained, the Urdraxans are tight-lipped. They do not reveal any information, even under torture.
Well, maybe they'll reveal some information to someone who looks like them.
Whoa. What?
Maybe like throw me in a prison with them, and maybe they'll flip up something.
What's up, guys? I'm totally not a spy.
How do you do, fellow Adraxans?
Do we know anything about their Draction's history and stuff?
Nah,
Maybe that would help.
there's very little information about Urdraxa. You know it's somewhere far to the east, beyond the Silt.
I think if we watch them for a while, we might be able to get more information, but we'll have to get there first.
Maybe send a scouting party there. That might be useful.
Sounds like us.
Yeah, more like the destroy the city thing. Maybe we should just do that at this point. Hey, Grimorn, you feel like earthquaking their city?
Yeah. Well.
I've got
try to
a
spell.
I've got another picture of an Urdraxan up on the screen on my stream. This one, he's got the red hair like the Akuma. He's got the beads around the neck, but he's wearing more armor. He's got some chain and a shoulder pad and chest plate and some shin pads and stuff. So this is like a more armored one, and he's got some blades because they were definitely blade users, not unarmed fighters for the most part. So a little less like Akuma, but similar.
Does the earthquake spell cause any fissures to open up in the ground, or just shakes everything a lot?
Yeah. It does everything that a real earthquake would do. It crushes buildings, it opens cracks in the ground, changes the elevation of the ground, causes landslides, everything. It is an earthquake. However, the collateral damage you could do might get you in trouble if you do it in a city somewhere.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but I was just wondering, like,
No,
but
that's like a
basically,
battlefield.
like, because there's different strengths of earthquake, is what I'm saying. Is
Oh,
that,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
what is
It's
what is the like Richter scale?
So I think buildings start to take damage around a 6. So I think that's how much it would be is
Well,
a
the
6.
thing though is that I don't think that anything in this world is built to resist earthquakes.
Right. It was mostly adobe buildings. They would be badly damaged by an
Like
earthquake.
mud that and stuff like that.
Yeah. Something like a city wall would definitely stand up to it. You know, a fully stone building would have cracks but not collapse probably.
City destroyer weapon.
It's up there. Yeah. 8th and 9th level spells get to be kind of wacky.
Isn't it 7th level?
I'm gonna use it on a battlefield. You know what I mean?
Nah, Earthquake is level 8, right?
Oh
I
yeah,
can
it
cast
is.
it.
Sorry.
Yeah, I can cast it.
I have 1, 2.
It's one of those spells you have to use responsibly because it affects such a huge area.
Alright, so what are we doing now? Are we preparing to go to the forest thing?
Yeah.
Well, I guess if you've left the Golden Tower, you're just in tier and you're able to shop and get ready and do
Well,
whatever.
Yeah, the
Wait, my guys asked me to check out something
What thing?
for some.
but the forest would be like an intermediary thing before going all the way across the eastern sea.
You don't have very much time, so you've instructed your agents to spy, but they can only do so much in the amount of time they have.
There's some sort of disturbance in the force.
Oh, that. Do you want to roll an Arcana?
Sure.
Is Ornan good at investigation? Because I would try to ask him to help investigate with it.
I'm okay. I'll definitely come along.
Okay, because there's a problem with my oasis gardens, and I was gonna ask. There's some kind of.
Where are those?
It's in the front of tier where the garden lands is.
Yeah, I can do anti-magic field, control weather, earthquake, and Holy Aura. Which Holy Aura is really strong as well.
Is that by the Tower of Flame and my ranch?
It's nearby.
I think so. Yeah, it's out in the like front gate area, which that's just where the fire temple is. So it's somewhere
So
out there.
we haven't figured out what happened to your plants, huh?
No, I did not. I know that it's some kind of cursed energy, and it seems like it can be sort of dispelled by like purifying food and drink on plants.
Maybe if you knew
But that's
someone
a
that
very
could
small area,
do,
so I can't do that in mass.
maybe if you knew someone that could do a detect evil.
Do we have that?
Paladins probably can do that. No?
I have protection from good and evil. We don't have detect it.
There's a spell called detect evil. No, it's a low-level spell.
By the way, that was a 26 on my check.
Okay.
26 exactly.
You roll a 26 psionic arcana check in order to learn about the
Detect evil and good is level. It's a first level spell for a cleric, and a paladin would be able to do that too.
the disturbance. Hang on just a moment.
I have the. What is this? Where is it? No, I don't.
I can't find my notes. Damn it.
While you're looking through your notes, Soul, or check out Jared. I don't know.
Yo,
What did we? So when I went off to dinner with family, what the heck happened with?
we decided we're helping none of the above. We're siding with House Acid.
Okay.
Which just so happens to also be the family that I married into. So support.
Okay, Taro. Ring sight tries to sense what's wrong, and you feel like there's a disturbance in the astral. Something is happening in the astral plane. It's not in the material just yet, but something in the astral plane has changed.
Why'd you say just yet?
It's a mystery.
Yeah, I feel like we should deal with this now.
But your Arcana check can't discern much more than that. You know something is weird in the astral plane, but that's all you get.
What if I use my sorcery point to look into things that can't be seen?
Yeah, it doesn't really give you any extra information.
Let me try something. I'm gonna pull a commune spell.
All right. You contact the spirit of the air. You ask 3 questions. What are your questions 3?
Is the creature of the astral plane there friendly or benign?
No.
Is the creature hostile or dangerous?
Yes.
If we needed to fight it, could I defeat it by myself?
Maybe. Unclear.
Alright.
Something evil in the astral plane that you're going to have to deal with. But those are the only clues you've gathered. Did anybody want to do anything else here in the city?
Hello.
Yeah.
So we're still in tier, right?
Still, yep.
How long are we gonna be here, guys?
Well, you've actually gotten to everything. Like, this is the second day in tier, and you've attended the meeting and talked to the king and all of the senators. And now that everybody in tier is informed on the situation, you can go wherever you want.
Okay. What's the shop looking like? Is it still the same?
Yeah. Well, I added armors because Ringsight just became a paladin, and I thought
What?
he would want to buy an armor, but he didn't. So, moving on.
I might buy an armor.
Speaking of armors, do I have my Syncworm armor now?
Yeah, I think you started crafting it quite a while back, so it was going to take several weeks to complete, and it should be done by now.
Okay. So that's a basically beyond.
You only got level 1, though. It's like a +1 armor that can phase through rock.
Right. The +1 is not the +1 for armor. It's the +1 just for the phasing ability, right?
Okay, so you put a once-a-day phasing ability into it.
Yeah, you had mentioned you wrote down for me all the different the rules on it, and it's some kind of like command word and things. There's charges per day. I can pull it up.
Because the phasing is based on its biology, I think it's probably just once a day.
Oh, okay.
It would be overpowered if you could do it an infinite number of times.
Well, it's not infinite. You have here it is. +1 enchantment is to make that work. For the activation and phasing movement, 90 feet of phasing movement per round on activation. Number of charges not yet determined. 8 weeks to enchant.
So you could stack enchantments into it to give it extra charges. Initially, it would have just the one, but you could make it better.
Okay.
So if you enchanted it 3 times, you'd have 3 charges.
Well, I would not mind having some +1s involved here, but yeah. Actually, armor +1s.
It's just subsequent extra enchantments cost a 50% markup, so it gets pretty expensive to stack a whole bunch of extra ones in there.
But crucially, time.
Yeah.
Because that's what we don't have time of, right?
Time and increased expense.
Are we going to spend 1 day of downtime here? Because the fire giant said he could fix your gray dart thing in a day.
Yeah, I want to get that back. That'd be great. But that does mean that I don't have.
I think you had time where he could do that, because it was a day later that you talked to the king.
I don't have enough
Oh,
time
okay.
available for that.
Let me just roll his check to make sure he succeeded. Yeah, nat 20. Not only did he succeed, but he made it better than when it was first made.
What?
Like mechanically better?
It's sharper. You could shave with it. It's-
Actually, wait, shit. Okay. I need a attunement slot for that. Shit.
Wait, what did you attune to after you broke that thing? You attuned to a new thing?
I had some earrings that I hadn't attuned to that I wanted to have. And I
Yeah.
really need to have them. I mean, if we're gonna be starting, we're kind of big fish now, and starting to challenge sorcerer kings. These bronze earrings of obfuscation to make me constant non-detection. So I feel like that's kind of important.
It does make you immune to psionic spies, because they can usually catch people that are sneaking around just based on their thoughts.
Right. All divination and psionic abilities you are hidden from. So I kind of feel like I have to have that. Cloak of the Bat, Headband of Intellect, Obfuscation. I'm gonna have to get rid of this Ring of Protection, I think.
In
Because you don't really need armor
The-
class, you never get caught.
in the downtime between the day that we arrive in the city and the day that we go talk to the king, can I also practice reading more with the Book of Exalted Deeds?
Definitely. Yep.
Okay, another 8 hours.
Chris,
Yeah.
during the second day, after going to the Golden Palace, a delegation of dwarves is going to arrive at your fire temple.
Okay.
They need your help.
Wait.
A fire demon is wreaking havoc in our homeland of Lidopolis.
Fire demon. Where's that village?
Lidopolis. It is to the south. If you went to Alteruk and then traveled towards Ballik, you would arrive at Lidopolis before you arrived at Ballik.
So would that be in kind of in the in between way?
It would be a detour. If you're going to Alteruk, that's the point where you would go west to the Forest Maker quest, but instead you'd go southeast to get to this.
And what do they know about that demon? Where did he came from?
Well, previously, we've had a lot of trouble with giants. We've fought giants for many years. They've attacked our city. We've split the city. There's east and west Lidopolis, and the giants attack the eastern coast. This time it was different, though. It wasn't just giants. It was also this fiery demon.
And he's powerful, you say, huh?
He set fire to the docks. Did a whole lot of damage. Ruined a lot of dwarven businesses.
Do you know where his lair is?
Somewhere to the east of Lidopolis in the Silt Sea on one of the giant islands is our best estimate.
Do you believe that he might have treasures there?
Well, they did raid our shores. They took some of our wares from the boats. You might be able to recover them. I'm sure the merchants would be happy to give you a reward in exchange for recovering their merchandise.
Okay, we will think about it.
All
We
right.
have other urgent, missions ahead of ours, so.
We understand, we understand. We didn't mean to trouble you, almighty lord of the Fire Temple. We just thought because you are in control of the flames, you would be able to deal with this fire monster.
Yeah, me and my companions, we definitely could take care of that.
Okay. Well, the dwarves will stick around and pay homage to the fire god in your temple for a while. But they don't have much else to say.
More pilgrims.
Yep.
I was looking, Ninja.
Yes.
What's the likelihood of me ever seeing Skip?
Well, you left him in Gulg, right?
Yeah.
Take a trip to Gulg. Go get him.
Yeah, I went to jail, and after I went to jail, I got out, and I had to leave him.
You could buy a replacement Skip and name him Skip 2.
That's fucked up, though.
Santa's little helper number 2.
Yep.
What does it take to something?
To what?
A day of sleep.
Well, isn't it like an hour for attunement? I think you can do it in an hour in like a short rest.
Really?
Oh, also, can you roll the investigation in my grove, please? I gave you guidance.
Oh, me?
Yes.
Okay, alright, here I go.
I don't know why you said you're only okay at investigation. You have double proficiency in foreign intelligence.
Yeah, that just changed. So now
Oh.
realize that that's a thing. I'm throwing a dice at it too, apparently.
Oh, okay. I was like, what is it? Why is 30 34 to investigate my grove?
It's actually 36.
Oh, 36. Okay.
While investigating the grove, you spot some movement in one of the trees.
I will stealthily investigate.
All right. There appears to be somebody crouched on a branch, but you can't see them. But you can see that the branch is bent. They haven't noticed you.
Okay, I will sneak up upon them and try to catch them unawares. This is 32.
All right. You did sneak up on him.
If I need to grapple this person, I may do that. But just, what else do I notice about this person before I go ahead and initiate this?
They are invisible, so you notice nothing.
Okay, so with blind sense, I'm noticing them, or
Well, if you snuck up real close, you're aware that they're there. You could spot that they were bending the branch with their weight.
Fat fucks.
Like, imagine the Predator in the movie, just
right.
lurking invisibly in the branches.
All right. So I'm watching him. I'm getting ready to make my move.
Do you have your minigun ready?
Yeah.
You spotted it in the trees. What do you do?
You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and it's enough. I have enough motive to go ahead and initiate. I'm just gonna grab him and.
All right, roll a grapple.
So. Efficiency and strength, right?
You can do it as an attack roll.
Have that listed. I want to update these attack lines here on the card, but it doesn't seem to let me do that. Look,
So,
it's-
grappling. When using the grapple action, the attacker uses the attack roll, and it's against a DC, which is going to be 10 plus the creature's strength athletics or dexterity acrobatics, whichever is higher.
My bonus is going to be my proficiency plus strength, or my dex. Just dex. So 10. And I still should have advantage because I'm attacking, and it's something I can sense, with my blind sense.
Right. So you don't have disadvantage, you have advantage because you have not been spotted when you sneak up.
26 on the attack roll.
All right, you've grabbed your opponent. You can't see them, but they have a humanoid form. Are you going to try another grapple in order to silence them?
I do, yeah. I need to silence them so they don't teleport away, and I need to start taking away any kind of spell components or whatever else they might be. So, I don't know, I'm just going to start.
So it's like, I think it's like 3 grapples in a row. First you catch them, then you silence them, then you can attack them if you get the third one. And because they've already been grappled and silenced, you get the extra d10 damage on the attack if you
Hold on.
can do
18,
the
I'm
attack.
gonna go dice with that. So 22 on
Yep.
my next grapple.
It's good.
And
Okay,
then
so caught, silenced, muffled, choked. And now do you want to plunge in the dagger with a third and final attack?
I don't think I want to plunge in the dagger. Can I just sleeper hold them?
Okay, yeah, you can choke him out. Let me find the entry here. Chokehold. You try to grab the creature by the throat and prevent it from breathing. Make another opposed grapple check with your target, but you have disadvantage on the roll.
Okay. Come on. Wake up, board. Let's go. Respond to my... Okay, so 2 dice. Roll disadvantage. I'm gonna go for it. Disadvantage in the roll. Okay.
22.
What is that?
That's a good roll. All right, you choke him out.
Okay,
Charlie,
so
why are you choking
no,
someone
I
else?
don't want him dead. I'm just gonna sleeper hold him.
Yeah.
Why are
So
you why are
hopefully
you
this
choking
person
someone?
is going to eventually. So he's asleep now. Is that right?
Yeah, you choked him out.
Okay. So Kriya, not Krius. Grimorn,
Mm-hmm.
I have your spy who's here, invisible. Can you?
This is actually Morg's issue. Morg's field has been cursed by an Urdraxan spy that you just caught.
Yeah.
Oh, well, he needs to undo the invisibility on this person, but
I can do a dispel magic.
All right, you get rid of his greater invisibility. You can now see that he is an Urdraxan. He is dressed in a ghillie suit that looks just like the leaves of the trees he was hiding in. So even if his illusion disappeared, he would still be invisible in the foliage. But he has the same red hair under his ghillie suit hat, and he's got the weapons of an Urdraxan. You've seen the curved sword and the daggers that they used previously. But this one also has a bag of spell components and seems to be a Defiler wizard.
He's a true spy.
And he's definitely been casting some sort of curse into the soil of your magic fruit. Like he's corrupting your fruit very secretly.
do we have the sort of means to contain him where I allow him to wake? Or shall I slit his throat now?
Hold on, I need to charm person him and ask him what he's doing with my forest and why
Yeah.
he's defiling it.
We need to know.
But if you charm person him, he must be in a place of magic where he can teleport away. And I don't want that.
Hmm.
I mean,
Are there like anti-teleport but not completely anti-magic?
Can't I just convince him?
That's something that you have magic to do? I don't know of it.
You can call on your allies. They have means. There's probably a type of magic-resistant cell you could bring somebody to nullify their ability to teleport out of it. So it's not like common player stuff, but in D&D, a lot of the structures that evil wizards have and stuff will just have like a paragraph that says like the spells cast onto the stone of the building prevent any kind of like teleportation in and out, things like that just basically are, metagame there to restrict you from just cheating your way through a quest. So
I don't know if
it's
they exist in Dark Sun, but dimensional shackles do.
yeah, stuff like that. It's like a well-known feature that can exist. So if you go to like the Golden Palace, they'd have a dungeon that can catch wizards and trap them.
Yeah.
Yeah, bring them to the King Tiffin and say that we have an important spy prisoner, and we might be able to like charm person him into giving some answers or something.
All right, the Templars are impressed because these spies are very hard to catch.
It's all thanks to Orin's special investigation. He is a master detective.
Yeah, to catch them alive is difficult. Although even catching them alive, they're unlikely to spill the beans. They're very terrified of their Sorcerer King, and it's understandable. The Sorcerer King Kalik was fearsome as well.
So
Alright,
while
let's
he's
go to the cell.
the Book of Exalted Deeds, I'm getting ready to read the Book of Vile Darkness with regards to the torture methods in that book.
There actually was a Book of Vile Darkness. The Naga has it.
Yeah,
So if you want to go back to Nuke Eustanel, she's hanging out with Dragoth.
right.
Okay, hold
Those
on.
thumb
You
screws
need
out.
that Book of Exalted Deeds, and we end up fighting that bloody Naga.
Might
I
not.
have it, but I still need to read it for another like 8 days,
How
6
long
days.
does it take you taught how to read?
Weeks.
Well, I'm not like specifically learning to read. I'm having someone else read it to me.
I can read
But,
for an
yeah,
hour
it's-
a day. I prepare comprehend languages every day now that I'm a wizard. Just so I can read.
Oh,
So I can read for an hour a day. which is all I want to do anyway. And then when my brain hurts.
Look at that. It's almost midnight. See ya, you made it through an entire session.
I know.
I'm impressed. Good job.
Yeah. Yeah, it had nothing to do with the immense amount of sugar I drank.
Yeah, there you go. I had multiple energy drinks too. That's how you do it.
I'm a bit tired.
All the
Yeah, I'm a bit tired still.
Okay.
I think it had to do with all the smoke that that Noble wanted.
Still, I'm happy. I'm happy that you made it through a session and that you weren't too tired. It's good.
Turex
We
is
can interrogate this spike. Wow.
Especially,
By the way, did you hear-
So I gotta wake up at like 5 a.m.
especially this session, which was such a heavy like role playing and NPC based session. So I mean, this
Yeah,
was a good one to be here for.
yeah, this was killer. I'm all about it.
Yeah, we didn't even have a combat. Well, I mean,
I feel like we
technically
could go
Oren
on
did,
one
but not much of a combat.
Let's close the table.
Oren, did you see your attacks and spellcasting list got updated?
Oh, oh dang. How do I?
Okay, you can save it.
Nice. how do I?
So there's the little buttons on the
going on?
left that say edit. So
Yeah,
you click on that, you drop this little brown thing, you left click on it to look at the description, and then type whatever you want in the description, and then click on the done button, and that'll update the thing.
I left click on the button, the brown button.
The other click. Don't pick it up. Use like look at the text. Oops.
Okay.
Oh, did you guys close the thing?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I closed it out.
All right.
Grab it. Hey,
All right,
it's the other one. I think you like left click or right click it instead of left clicking.
I'll end the stream there. Thanks for watching out in Twitch land.
Switzerland!